the stream. We are live in the world out here. Yes, we are live. Okay, and that's here. And oh, right, it's gonna do the thing. All right, so it's gonna run an ad. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell everyone, welcome. My name is Lee. These are my players. We are doing something slightly different today. As you all may know, what's the St. Jude's Children's Hospital? Very good cause. They help kids with cancer. The bunch of members of the Greyhawk community are doing uh, a fundraiser, and I have a link. This one specifically is Phantoms, and it's not link's not working. Okay, well, let me see if boom. Nope. That's not right. Okay, so if that isn't working, then I will simply send the link manually. It's cool. But did that work? It did. Okay. But yeah. So I thought we could put together a stream last minute because their streamer who was going to stream at this time slot wasn't feeling well. So we're having a last minute stream, and I appreciate you all coming. I was thinking maybe we could do, if no one could come, we could do like a little talk show, but everyone seemed excited to play, so I was just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
I not.
So, our story begins in check one thing. Whew. All right. Our story begins in Hardby, a city that is just south of the free city of Greyhawk along the Selaton River, along the Neen and the Selaton where they meet. They merge and meet, and then it goes down, and Hardby's on the bottom, right on the bay. And it is a major trading port, and it was established as a gynarchy years ago, back 500 years ago. And originally it was, shortly after being established, kind of melded into the landgraft of the Selaton, which was part of the Great Kingdom at the time. That's been years ago. The landgrafton has been dissolved, finally, after a couple hundred years. The Great Kingdom still exists, but it's off doing its own thing, and Ivid just took power, so that's, terrifying. And Ivid the Fifth, Ivid the Fourth is, Ivid the Fifth just took power in Greyhawk, in the Great Kingdom. But you guys are in Hardby. You are under the auspice of Ileana Norbellos. She is a despotrix. She rules as a totalitarian ruler. Fair, relatively, but, harsh but fair is the term. Of course, anyone who said otherwise, it's, she has absolute power, so it's not exactly the greatest to criticize her. She has been running the city for quite a while, and the three of you are all living in Hardby. Calden, you are working for the Church of St. Cuthbert there. It's training heavily, ministering to the sick, mostly becoming, as a paladin, training in the martial arts with the cudgel, because that's the, tradition. And other weapons as well. Aisha, you've been hiding out here, fleeing east from Zaif and problems you have there, and it's a good place to hide out. Thieves Guild have been more than welcoming your special talents. Almi has been here for a while, is from a small town outside, and have come into the big city, actually at the behest of this Potrix, and have been helping her with certain things. I just realized that I have not asked you guys. You can introduce yourselves and your characters. I am okay.
Just eager to get started. No,
Yes,
that's fair enough.
I am. But yeah. So from top to bottom we have. From top to bottom we have Jen and Nicholas and Sable at the bottom. So, actually, before we do that, let me get one thing. Also, because I can tell when they're running ads and it's synchronized, I can stop yourselves from introducing yourselves during an ad break, because that way you lose your introduction. And let me get a picture.
I apparently don't have it connected to All on the Table. What is your channel name?
Here. I will,
LHawk99.
Yes, LHawk99. I didn't really not connected.
I don't have you connected up on, at least I haven't followed you through All on the Table, so hang on.
Okay, well, that's cool. Yes, LHawk99. I'll put it in the Twitch. But let me, because I can show you a map of Hardby and the surrounding area, which might be helpful for you later if you ever have to, leave the city for missions for the Despotrix, which you may or may not have to do. Nope, not that one. Yes, I will bring up a map of Hardby. The map is basically Anna B. Meyer. I don't know if any of you are familiar with her work. She makes all of the best maps of Greyhawk, and she just makes all. She's a professional cartographer and just generally all around awesome person, and makes the coolest maps. So there's that. Yeah, that's about right. Okay.
I believe they actually announced she's coming to Page next year.
Oh, she is? I was hoping she'd come this year. Page is the Philadelphia Area Gaming Convention, and is really awesome, and you should all kind of go. So let me bring up the map of Hardby. I have one. It'd be really cool if she came. Hello. Oh yeah, hi. Okay. Image. So yeah, it'd be very cool if she came.
Welcome to all the viewers in chat.
Yes, we do have a handful. We have a handful of people, which is very cool.
We're just getting started here, guys. So
yes,
nobody's actively streaming on AOTT today, so I'm here twice.
Yes. Let me put zoom above the map so that the map doesn't. No. Oh no.
Sweet. That's a good map.
Yes. So I can put the map here briefly, and yeah. So that's Anna's map of yeah. There we go. Oh yeah. Then I can put me up here. Okay. Yes.
I don't know what's up with my Zoom, but I can't see the map or you on Zoom right now.
I'm not on Zoom or the map. I put the map on the stream.
Ah, okay. That's fine then.
I put the map up on stream. I can also put it on Zoom, I guess. I think. Hypothetically.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, that's your map of Hardby. But welcome everyone. And now we can do player introductions that I have the map. Why don't we start at the top? We got Jen, then we got Nicholas, and then we got Sable, and you can say a little about what's your vibe.
Hi, I'm Jen Giggles. I run All on the Table RPGs, where Lee comes in once a month and runs a game, and also comes in once a month and plays a game, 2 different days. So it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of great stuff, and we have games going 2 or 3 times a week. So check us out.
Yeah, a lot of really fun games that aren't mine as well. It's a very cool channel. And next, Nicholas, you want to...
Hi, I'm Nicholas. This is my first time live streaming with anyone in the All on the Table community or with Lee. I'm very excited to be here. I'll be playing Calden Stoneheart, a human paladin, and I've been told he's the token straight guy. So I'm gonna
good luck with that.
Trust me, I'm gonna have so much fun with it.
All right.
I'm just really excited. So
Yes. Okay. And Sable?
Hi, my name's Diane Morrison, aka Sable Aradia. I'm a Twitch streamer and a science fiction and fantasy writer. I do okay, I had a campaign running in the world that I write in called the Toy Soldier Saga, but it's kind of on hold at the moment. But come check us out for world building and all that kind of stuff over at my channel. And I'm also one of the creators of the Game of Tomes.
Yes. Game of Tomes is why I have the dinosaur usually. I have the House Saratoga logo, but not today because today we're in Hardby. And I believe Isle of the Dread is in the Forgotten Realms, so I think we're...
Oh, sorry. I'm playing Almi. She is described as an idealistic young witch and priestess. I used to be one of those once upon a time, so I'm hoping that I can remember my youth without being too cynical.
Yeah. Nah, she is a priestess of Ostrom specifically, and Nature Witch is more the technical character, what's the term? Mechanical description. Nature Witch has the mechanical description of what we do.
I didn't mention I am playing Aisha. Aisha is a hijabi, so she is going to be the character, although I myself am not. The character is going to be wearing a hijab at all times.
All right. Yeah, from Zaif, and that part of the thing. So, yes, you have all gathered. It is about mid-morning, and you've heard rumors recently. It is midsummer, and you've heard some rumors that there was a whole kerfuffle with some orcs up at one ford, and then, but that got solved, so you're fine. And then you also had some problem with some orcs, and then you had heard there was some Scarlet Brotherhood. Almi, you were there for that, actually. There was a Scarlet Brotherhood agent in the city, which, for those of you who understand the Greyhawk, know of the set Greyhawk and Hardby, Scarlet Brotherhood is not good. But you managed to figure it, take them down, rescue the Despotrix's, her son's assistant, yeah, and generally make sure things are going okay. And since then, you've kind of been back to preach. You haven't done anything for the Despotrix for a couple of days now, and things have kind of settled down. Except you get a knock on your door.
Well, I go answer it.
Hello? And you're confronted with a woman wearing the pressed uniform of the Hardby Guard, of the Palace Guard specifically. The Despotrix's personal guard. Hello. You are the priestess Almi?
Yes?
Despotrix wants you back. Briefly.
Okay. I'm at your service, of course. Grab my whatever gear that I think I need.
A quarterstaff and a pack of basic supplies that you usually carry, and bandages and other things as well. And a holy symbol, which is the whale.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yep, load up and head out then, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you're moving along, says, given what happened last time, I think, well, the Spotrix has received a disturbing message. And we're going to need all the help we can get. And she kind of bites her lip and says, how are you feel about working with those of other faiths?
Mostly, I think I'm all right with that, she says, as long as their faith doesn't involve bringing harm to people.
No,
deliberately,
St. Cuthbert,
who don't deserve it.
No, that St. Cuthbert's nothing. No, it's.
Okay, yeah, they're fine. Absolutely, yeah,
all right.
That's fine.
We are.
They won't mind me, will they?
Well, we've asked them for some aid, given the circumstances.
Okay.
Um, so she brings you down to the palace, and meanwhile, in the monastery of St. Cuthbert, you, Calden, are... Well, it's mid-morning. What are you up to?
I would imagine Calden is doing one of two things. Either just making sure that the monastery is clean and well put, or he's just standing there, just watching the world around him. Kind of just, to anyone else who would look at him, it looked strange because he's just standing there.
Mhm.
But he's taking sense of everything and is seeing in the almighty glory of St. Cuthbert.
Fair enough. You're approached by the head of the order, who comes and says, Calden. And he's used to you having your moments of kind of standing meditation, essentially. Comes up, Calden. Brother Calden?
Yes.
We have a request, and I need you to do me a favor.
I'm one to do favors. What is this favor?
The Despotrix has asked that we send somebody to a town called Oneford. Recently there was an orc attack, and they have reason to believe that there's still trouble.
So you need me to come in and bring the good word of St. Cuthbert to
Bring
these
the good word
people?
of St. Cuthbert, and ensure the safety of the people, and figure out what the Despotrix's goal is with that.
I'm agreeable to that.
All right, excellent. So, I'm going to send you go down to the palace and tell them you're there at the Despotrix's request. They'll let you in.
Alrighty. I'm gonna head down.
All right. And Aisha, I'm guessing you're probably in the Thieves Guild Hall, if you're not out and about.
Yeah, she's actually doing her morning prayers. So she's just gotten up from last night's work and has gotten dressed and is doing her morning prayers in her room at the moment.
All right. So you notice, you stand up, finish the last of the blessings to Akbar, and you wake up and you see Nelf just standing there in the corner of the doorway. He clears his throat. Hey, I didn't want to disturb you while you were praying, but we got a job.
Okay.
So we got a request from the Despotrix herself.
All right. That's a little strange, but sure.
I mean, she knows we're good at certain things. She needs someone who can kind of blend in a little bit. And, I mean, you're... stick out a little bit in this part of the world, but, you're... I don't know what you can do with your face, but it works really well. So...
Sure.
Listen, if you don't want the job... She's also offering a fair chunk of gold. You don't want the job, you don't have to take it, but...
I'll take the money.
Me. Just saying.
I'll take the money. It's not a problem.
Alright.
Just a little weird, but, it's fine.
Yeah, well,
we can take the job.
You hear about what happened with the Scarlet Brotherhood?
A little bit. I know that they show that they were causing trouble, but that's not unusual.
Yeah, but they're causing trouble in Heartbeat, and well, anyway, I think this is something to do with that. Call me crazy.
Yeah, it's fine. So how do I? What are the details that I need to know right now?
You're heading to the throne room. Go to the palace or the manor or whatever, and go forward. Knock on the door. Tell him that Despotrix asked for you. She did ask for you. Tell him you're representing the Thieves Guild. They're gonna be kind of annoyed about it. They're gonna let you come through, and then, yeah, the Despotrix will tell you what you need to know. Presumably, we just got a request. Send your best person for utmost sensibility. So,
All right.
Go for it. Figured I'd give you first dibs.
I appreciate it. I'll head over now then.
All right. So yeah, you two of you are both met. As you're coming up, Almi, you're being led by this guard, and she's kind of quiet, taciturn, kind of just straightforward. Right around when the two of you, because coincidences are useful, Calden is kind of, you're getting just about to the gates, and Almi, you as well, and you are actually met with, guard kind of takes a look at Almi,
Smile hopefully.
And takes
Good
a look
morning,
at...
she says.
Good morning. You're here to see the Despotrix?
So I understand, she says.
Uh-huh. And kind of looks at Brother Calden. I'm guessing you wearing the cudgel, the holy symbol of St. Cuthbert, which is the cudgel.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Did you notice that? Kind of looks at me. This is who I was talking about. Come with me. She leads you back and down a side corridor.
Nod to him in a friendly way. Yeah,
right.
As we go.
I'll just give you a look of sort of understanding and maybe a slow nod.
Right.
Okay. So, three of you. And kind of brings you to a small room where the Despotrix is kind of sitting, and you can see she's old and tired looking, and she's kind of sitting and looks the three of you over and says, so this is who they've sent. Sister Almi, and you've worked with us before. Welcome. And the two of you, I'm presuming you were sent by the Monastery of St. Cuthbert and the Thieves Guild, respectively, yes? Okay.
Yeah, she just nods, not saying anything right now.
All right.
Eyeing the other two a little carefully.
Excellent. I have a bit of a conundrum, and I think, well, I need a team of someone outside my usual purview to investigate this. I've already sent Felix up on a bit of a goodwill tour, so we don't have her, but we can, we need somebody, and I thought you had been proven yourself in investigative skills, and you, of course, your skills would be hopefully useful in subtlety, and St. Cuthbert is known to be good against fiends. And I think there is a fiend at play.
Oh. Yeah, she's obviously a little like, that's definitely not good, you know?
Oh, yeah. Excellent. I realize that you're not, although you have a certain duty to the city, as all do, you're not directly under my command, so I will agree to offer you 80 gold pieces each to be paid out. Along with a small boon for the monastery and a little leniency for the guild. And Miss Almy, I know you don't have much in the way of connections here, so what would you want besides the gold?
That's a pretty broad question. I don't know. Do I have I'm a priestess. Do I have a grove or something that I report to?
You have a church back in Ours' Landing. It's a small village, a fishing village to the south. It might even be on the map, actually. Ours Landing. It's just to the north. Small fishing village. So,
yes, I see it there.
Yes. So,
Okay.
yeah, there's a small chapel there that you report to usually. But
Perhaps you could see it in your heart to give a small donation to our chapel in Ark's Landing.
that can be arranged. That can absolutely be arranged.
Thank you.
Gives you a small smile. I do appreciate you coming to the city. You've been quite helpful. All right. Now, I'm sending you with a small ship containing some supplies. I'm not directly telling the leader of Wonderford that you're coming. As such, I am simply sending you along with a small note. You can present that at any time should you be questioned, and it should offer some protection from the local authorities in any case. Here. And she gives you each a small folded note, and basically it says, they're here under my orders, don't give them too much trouble, Despotrix. These are official writs of working, try not to show them off too much. Just the initial word I received was asked me to be discreet, so take that as you will. You're looking for a young man named Aaron, who is the son of the head of the town. So, he was actually quite helpful during your invasion, so make of that what you will. He has sent a request saying that there is trouble, and that he's the only one who seems to notice. And it might be nothing. He might be lying. I don't know. The ship
What did he say was happening?
On the tide this evening. Whatever preparations you have to make. Figure out. I will expect a report. She kind of does that thought in her head. 3 days from now, if you have, when you return to the city, or 3 days from now, whichever, send word in 3 days if you have not returned to the city in that point.
Understood. May I ask what he said the nature of the trouble was? Exactly. You said there was a fiend at play.
And she kind of holds, she looks the note over and just hands it to you. And it says, Dearest Despotrix, I do hope this letter finds you well. I understand that I don't have the authority to contact you directly. However, this might be quite important. I believe there is something affecting both my mother and sister, as well as several other key members of the militia. Some foul influence or other. I am not sure how to quantify it, but if you could send somebody or something who is capable of spiritual purity or understands how to fight and deal with fiends. I'm sending this letter against my mother's wishes, and without her knowledge, I don't know if that is prudent, but it is the only way. Faithfully yours, always, Aaron. So, there you have it. That's the note she got.
Thank you, she says, hands it back now that, yeah, she has read it. Yep.
Okay.
Or hands it to one of the other people, looks over to her companions, and so that they can see it too.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like,
All right. Okay. The note is the same. It seems hastily scrawled. It's got all of the formal letter, training of someone who knows how to write formal letters, and someone who has skill and penmanship and court training. But it's a little rougher on the edges, and it definitely has been written hurriedly. And there's splotches and someone quickly, and by somebody who's rather nervous and has their hand shaking, is what you can glean.
right. Okay.
But other than that, it looks fairly innocuous. And, yeah. Do any of you have any questions as to your responsibilities in this case?
I
No.
believe our. Sorry.
No, not from me.
All right. Thank you for your time. I trust you will handle this matter efficiently and relatively quietly. She's kind of eyeing Brother Calden especially. But
Do you doubt my abilities to be efficient and quiet?
efficient, no. Quiet, well, I have yet to properly make your acquaintance. You are sent of the Order of St. Cuthbert, yes?
That is correct.
I simply asked them to send their best people. I have no test of your abilities yet. And unlike, say, someone of the Thieves Guild, your usual purview does not include discretion as such.
I can understand your concern, but believe me, I will be able to meet all requirements and exceed all requirements.
Excellent. Very good. I knew I could count on St. Cuthbert to send his best. All right. The ship is the Grey Gull, and it leaves at the evening tide. The captain has been informed you're coming aboard. She will lower the gangplank and let you aboard.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So yeah, you have until evening. Do you guys want to do anything prepare-wise? The boat will have provisions, be provisioned for you. You're not sure how long the investigation will take. you have a little bit of gold, a little bit of money if you wanted to get any particular equipment that would come in handy later. You have your weapons, and you have some basic supplies, but is there anything specifically you want? Because if you get it now, I'm not going to, penny, you can get pretty much whatever you want to get, but if you don't say what you're carrying. If you say, oh, we have this later, so if you want to
right, but we can always get supplies in the city too, right? If there's something we don't think of.
The One Fort is a relatively prosperous town. You can absolutely pick up a lot of random things there. So there's nothing.
Well, I think I want some waxed canvas to keep the writ in case that becomes important. We are going over water. I don't want it to get wet and, smear and become indecipherable.
That is actually a very wise plan, actually. But yeah, it's easy enough to find a little waterproof canvas pouch that you can put things like a writ from the Despotrix in to keep it from getting wet. Yeah.
Maps and things, if we get them, could go in there too.
Yes.
I would also like to make sure all of my healing supplies are well stocked. You said I had bandages and whatnot. I'll make sure my herbs are present and all that sort of thing.
Bandages and herbs, absolutely have plenty of those. You also have divine healing, so.
And I've got my holy symbol, the whale, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So sea priestess, I like that.
Yeah. Seem to fit the vibe. Any of you guys want anything supplies wise? Rope? I don't know. Anything else?
I think the only thing Calden would have on him is his great sword, his shield, and I think maybe what he would do is want to restock. He also has a small crossbow in case he needs to do any hunting or ranged things, so he would just like to make sure he's fully stocked up on crossbow bolts.
Okay. I will note that down. That you have a crossbow. Yeah. You have, yes, you absolutely have bolts for your crossbow, and you have sword and shield. Yeah. You got bolts. Anything Aisha just wants? Any tools you want to make sure you have with you? Any, anything like that?
She's just gonna make sure she's got her weapons from the guild, and a couple couple changes of clothes just to be safe.
Always sensible. Okay. But yeah. And yes. All right. You are all packed up, have everything you could possibly need, and you are set out, and you head down in the evening.
Hey Lee, I think we're in an ad break.
We are.
I
am.
Okay, you just tell. Okay.
I am. I do know it. I kind of trying to figure that out. So I'm gonna. Yeah. But inventory is kind of it's a thing.
If we're in an ad break, may I suggest this might be a good time to take a quick bio? 5 minutes.
Sure. I mean, we can
3,
take 5 minutes
2,
if you need.
1. The ads are ending.
Yes,
Figures.
5 seconds. Yeah. There's the next. Yeah. They're gonna send another one in 27 minutes. If. Oh, good. That's cool. Excellent. So you didn't get an ad, huh? Interesting.
I didn't either, by the way.
Interesting.
Right?
Ben, subscribers don't get ads.
That's true. But
I'm not a subscriber. Sorry, Lee. I'm not
That's
yet.
okay. I don't hold that against you. Believe me. But yeah, that's interesting. All right. Good to know. But yes, the so you guys get, and we can do, we can do a quick, in half an hour, I'd say we could do a quick break, if that would be good for you guys.
You bet.
All right, but for now, you guys are going down to the, you're heading down to the temple. um, not the temple, the docks to go and get on the boat. And yeah, the captain does let you on board, and you notice that there's a lot more guards than usual you'd expect on a boat like this. There's your usual sailors, mostly women, at a hard bill, though. Number of half orcs, but that's pretty much par for the course. But other than, there does seem to be a lot of them are carrying weapons, more than you'd think, but they don't seem to be any particularly aggressive. And when you come aboard, the captain kind of takes one look. McClunish one, priest of Osbrim, and one of St. Cuthbert. All right. Interesting. I've heard you're coming. Come aboard. Welcome.
Thank
I'm
you,
Captain
Captain.
DeLacy, and
Salute the bow. In a, casual kind of way because we're civilians, but it's tradition. And I know my way around boats, I assume, since I'm a sea priestess.
You've been on a ship before. You've seen the sail. You especially, your goddess's specifically ships is her thing. So yeah, you've been on plenty of boats.
Awesome. I get to use some of my real life research that I did for my novel. So
cool.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Always fun when you randomly get that cool stuff. But yeah. Yes, so you get you get on board, and the rest of you as well. And it seems fairly standard. It's a small riverboat. Sails with oar backup because they're going upriver. So there's definitely oars backup. The current on the Celatin isn't particularly strong, but it's strong enough that going upriver requires a little extra muscle power. And yeah, there's a small cabin. And the Captain DeLacy kind of leads you down. I hope you don't mind sharing a cabin.
Of course, that's absolutely fine, Captain.
And he gives a nod.
Mm.
Eyes. Calvin raises one eyebrow, shrugs, and says, "Do be careful, and we should arrive about noon tomorrow. It's not terribly far."
If there's anything I can lend a hand with while we're aboard, just let me know.
Of course. And she kind of turns, are you coming back with me as well?
When are you heading back?
We intended to head up, stay a day, and head back in the morning of day after tomorrow.
We would have a letter for you if we ourselves are not on board.
Noted. All right. Fair enough. But I told the Despotrix I can delay up to a day if you need one more day. I told the Despotrix as much.
Okay, thank you. Then we'll keep you apprised to the best of our ability.
Sure.
Actually, Captain, if you let us sleep on board, we might be able to come back each night and give you an update. I would be willing to pay extra for that, of course.
She kind of shrugs. I had no objection to you sleeping on board.
It's something that our characters tend to do in our other games, incidentally, just because it's usually safe.
That's
you're not
true.
Right? You're not about to get attacked in the middle of the night. There's always a deck watch, always. Right? They have to, because otherwise people might steal ship supplies while they are in port.
True.
And they can't afford that. So
yeah. this ship is uniquely not yours, and in fact, the captain probably will have guards, so, which gives you an extra boost too. If someone, it makes it safer for you. There's going to be a few guards on the ship. Whoever draws the short string and doesn't get shore leave gets to guard the ship.
Yep.
So,
Or they have a schedule, depending. Yeah, exactly. And we can always volunteer to take our place among the watches as well, right? Which
You
is
could.
a good way for us to earn our keep if we
absolutely.
take advantage of the supplies. So,
True. The captain, the Despotrix is, funding this, so she's very chill as you, with just you as passengers, and especially because it's the Despotrix and not just some other wealthy noble, she's willing to bend her schedule a little bit to, make it easier for your investigation.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
But yes.
So that's my suggestion anyway, that we sleep on board the ship and take advantage of the extra guards.
Very possible. All right. But yes, and you are setting out. Hoist anchor and start heading up the river. And it's slow going. Yeah. Unless you guys
Say a
want to do
brief
anything
prayer to my goddess
ship-wise.
since we're on water and on the ship, I feel like a prayer to my goddess when you start on a voyage or on a boat is probably a good plan, so I will do that.
All right.
I'll do it where the sailors can see too, because
Yeah.
that way it may encourage
if you're up
them.
on deck, a couple of the sailors you recognize them as having come through Ara's Landing a couple times. The way that the ships work, you kind of do have some of the ships stop there, so you recognize a few of the sailors, not by name or anything, but like, oh yeah, you're on this ship. You're one of the, yeah.
You're one of us. You're in our monkey sphere. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you and a few of the sailors do stop to gather, to come with you and pray, because a lot of them are followers of Osprey, and also they recognize, if they don't follow her, that she's goddess of the sea and someone worth praying to. The two of you, are you going to come to this impromptu prayer service? Are you going to snoop around? Are you going to have your own quiet prayers and investigate the ship? Or, what's your play?
So Calden will resume what he was doing early this morning. I think just find either near the bow of the ship or somewhere just out of the way where he can stand and meditate and just take in everything again and just zone out.
All right.
Aisha's going to set up a curtain in the cabin to separate herself from the other two.
Sure. It is very doable.
Yep. And then she will wind up back up on deck at some point, but she's going to do her own prayers first, so she may or may not make it in time for whatever's happening on deck. So
fair enough. Yeah. And after the prayer and kind of as you're setting off, as it gets later into the evening, a couple of the sailors do gather around with, one of them has like a stringed instrument of some class and is, strikes up a tune. Some of them start singing, and they, it's fairly quiet, but nothing too crazy, because
Yeah.
Well, looks like we have an important comment in the chat.
yes,
there.
it's links. I'm working on that behind
Yeah.
the scenes.
Fair enough.
I self-love, don't worry.
Hi,
but
Flub.
yes.
Good to see you.
Yes, but yes, the which one was it? But yes, so yeah, you have a bit of singing, and yes, yeah, we are adjacent to the fundraiser, and we are raising funds for St. Jude's, and I think this one should work. Let's see. Is that the one that doesn't work? Okay, that one works. Yep. And Sable's works. Okay. Good. Also, well, I'm not thinking of it. But yes, you head up along the way. And the night passes fairly uneventfully.
Try to engage these guys in a little bit of conversation. We're going to try to work together. I kind of want to know a little bit more about who I'm working with, at least their style.
Absolutely.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, so she kind of, goes up on the deck to enjoy the music and kind of looks around. If they're there, then she'll sit down and, next to wherever they are, or take turns if they're on opposite sides of the thing, which I could see.
Yeah.
Take
I mean,
Cuthbert,
where did you guys...
the Thieves Guild representative. I'm going to be the mediator here, I know.
All right. Let's do it.
Are they separate or are they together?
Well, that's up to you guys.
Nearby, because it's... unfortunately, on a ship, there are limited spaces where you're out of the way. And the foredeck and behind the wheel are typically the places that happens. So...
Yep. That's true.
We're probably together because of necessity, not out of, any other reason.
That's fair. Ships tend to be small. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't want to openly discuss our mission on deck with a bunch of, we're supposed to be discreet, right? And a bunch of sailors. But the music does give us an opportunity to speak quietly and some of the louder parts. So she'll take advantage of one of those and say, so where do you guys think we ought to start?
Well, I can do my thing. I'll be in and I'll be able to get in fairly easily without any issue and see what the gossip among the servants is.
Makes sense. Yeah, I can probably ask questions at the docks and see what the scuttlebutt is. She smiles at Calden.
Calden has no idea what is happening. I mean, he's here. He knows the two of you are here, but he's so focused. He's just so zoned out. He has no idea what else is happening. So he unfortunately does not see your smile, as he has no idea what's going on.
Is this your excuse for your loss too? That would be my ADHD excuse. Yeah, I approve. If so, okay.
He's too stuck on anything to. You have to get his attention.
Okay, I'll gently put my hand on his shoulder and ask him if he's okay. Then, are you all right?
Oh yes, I'm all right. Just focusing.
He's lost in his meditation as a dervish.
Oh, okay, she says. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I was just asking, where we thought we ought to start. I thought we should get to know each other a little bit, at least to figure out how to work together and coordinate.
I think that is a splendid idea. What have I missed? Have you guys done anything yet? Have you talked at all?
I plan on blending in with the servants and seeing what they're saying on their end of things.
I'm gonna ask around the docks, check out what the local scuttlebutt is. But people traveling, often sailors catch wind of things that other people may not. So,
if you guys want to do that, I can get us a head start on finding Aaron.
That makes sense.
Right.
We were asked to be efficient, so
Yes.
I will let you two explore, but once you get back, we want to be gung-ho.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, she's just kind of otherwise kind of grooving with the music,
Yeah.
Sings along to some of the sea shanties, right?
Right.
Claps her hands, maybe dances a little. She's fun. She likes to have fun.
Yeah.
She'll also, I don't know, like I didn't think of this at the time, but if I have any kind of alcohol, right, I will. It's a tradition among sailors to like. Maybe there's grog. I don't know. There might not be because
there is beer aboard the ship that you're everyone is doled out a good amount. The water is fairly good because they actually have clerics that you can purify it. If you have clerics who can make sure that the water is good and you're on a river and not going out on a long sea voyage, and even if you're going on a long sea voyage, if you have a cleric who can just make sure the water is perfect and not going to go slimy, then it becomes less of a thing. But there is absolutely beer on board, and it is absolutely doled out as rations, to the sailors.
Well, when it's doled out, right? Raise my tankard or mug or tin cup or whatever to my new companions and say, it's tradition among sailors to drink together. So cheers and fair winds to our endeavor, she says.
All right.
Cheers.
Aisha holds up a cup of water and agrees.
Fair enough.
Calden is gonna take his mug and just start like doing a slurp sip, and just keep that slurp going.
Oh.
No clue.
That's great. You're fun. That's cool.
Yeah. You guys are hanging out. It's fairly quiet, and eventually the captain does kind of come up and tell everyone that they should probably get to bed, and she's not going to break anything up officially, but people do after that start kind of realizing that yes, they're going to have to, set watches, and there is going to be, everyone's going to have to be up early in the morning, and so especially those who have the first watch, you have to be up first thing in the watch cycle, so
well, it won't hurt us to get some sleep either, so
yeah,
head to our cabin.
All right. And you notice Aisha has put up the curtain, but
yeah, she just kind of takes note of it and nods and
all right, yeah,
finds her hammock. She changes with her back to people and in such a way that they can't see anything, with the experience of an old hand who's used to shared quarters.
Yes, yeah, it has been set up with three hammocks that kind of just there'd be three of us, three of you, and yeah. But yes, you guys are set in and quiet. Galden, I will say you do have something interesting, which is you have a dream, and it's kind of random. It's just you go in through a forest, like, okay, seems kind of random, but then you see an older man with a cap, sort of a shepherd's cap, and a large wooden stick, and a very distinctive mustache, and he kind of comes forward and kind of gives you a pat on the shoulder and says, "What the boy says is true. Remember that. Remember what the boy says is true." And then you wake up, and it's weird. But you do recognize St. Cuthbert.
So Calden just had so it wasn't like a dream, it was more of a
Vision?
vision, yeah.
Yeah, dream vision. It's, yeah, a little bit. Possibly.
Calden, when he wakes up, what time of night is it?
It's about morning, and you can kind of, as, you wake up, it's morning, and you're getting close to, you're gonna hit one for it about noon. So, yeah. So it's morning, whatever time you would usually get up, I would imagine. Probably came right before you would have gotten up anyway.
Yeah, okay, so, Calden is, he's gonna find a spot, hopefully on deck, where he can do his morning routine of zoning out. But this time he's going to be not focusing on the world around him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be focusing on the words of St. Cuthbert. And once he's at a spot,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to start repeating the words that rung in his head of what the boy says is true. The boy's right. Okay.
What the boy says was true. Alright, what the boy says was true. And, yeah. That's all you know. You kind of repeat it. And, a couple of one of the half-orcs kind of gives you, like, a look, but she's not going to bother, She sees that you have a holy symbol, and is just going to assume it's some religious ritual, which, it is. And leave you be, but yeah. Are the two of you gonna do anything? You get up and you realize you're about an hour or two away from hit noon. So whatever you would normally get up, you kind of realize that you're gonna hit one ford around noon.
Mm-hmm.
Are you up to
I assume this being Greyhawk, we have to do morning prayers as a requirement or daily prayers.
Yes, you do. If you want, it's true. You do have to. If you want, if you have spells, yes, that would be the sort of thing where you would have to do your spell prep work.
Okay. Do my daily ritual. I do that when I get up.
Okay.
So
Yeah. You can hear the morning chant from the other side of the curtain going, kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, neat. She's actually intrigued to, I wasn't expecting the Thieves Guild representative to have a religious calling. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So she's up. She takes down she slides the curtain aside, but yeah, she's fully dressed and ready to go in a new outfit today. So.
Oh.
This
morning,
one's blue.
Oh.
Neat. Okay. I'll take note. All right.
Good to know. All right. But yes, you do. You finish your prayers, and there is breakfast provided. The ship's cook has made soup, oatmeal, porridge of some sort. It's good-ish. It tastes slightly vaguely fishy, but it's full of greens and nutrients and all that you need to start your day. So
it always tastes fishy on the ship.
Yeah, well,
it's the salt.
You are on a river, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a river with an estuary access, right?
Yes,
So-
it is.
yeah,
You're not
so
too far up from the
Yeah, just that hint of ocean salt just makes it a little fishy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I have certainly no complaints. A nice hearty breakfast like this on a ship, that's great. We're not eating hardtack. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's true. It's good stuff. And you are up the estuary. And you arrive, the boat kind of pulls in to the one ford, and it's a fairly small town, but and you notice that there's two. The river forms a border between Hardby territory and Safeton territory. There's another town, Crossford. It's held by Safeton, and so you come into the Hardby side, and you which is the eastern side of the river. I have to think about that, but yeah, the eastern side of the river. Here, I can briefly show you the map on the stream again, if which is Anna's. But yeah, you're on the eastern side of the map, right along this border here. And the Celatin comes, right up down to here. So you are there. The boat is tied off, and you guys are free to investigate as you will. The boat kind of comes in, and there's a small area where the ships dock, and there's a handful of ships docked, including one from the Free City, and one from a little further up, which is unusual. That's coming from you think Celine, which is a little bit unusual. Or rather, from further down on the Wild Coast, but has a Selenian flag, which is a little weird, but all right. So you see those ships. Do you guys want a quick bio break, or are we good?
Yes, I definitely need a quick bio break.
All right.
I'm old. I need
take
to
one.
go pee.
Sure, let's take one.
All right. Okay, I will put on the Be Patient, We're Gathering Players screen, and which is the audio and the Yeti, so you could be heard but not seen, and we will be back.
All right.
Thank you. Let's see, at the 12:17. I think it was 4 minutes. It's.
Can I have 5? I can get a coffee then.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. All right. Oof. Okay. I'm here. All right. Blue. Yes. Hello. Okay. I do have the stream audio up. It's tradition. Well, so I guess we're like heard but not seen. If that's.
Okay.
I think I should tell you that. Just. So, a lot of other streamers I know run it like that, so I kind of got in the habit of it. But.
Yeah, that with the when using OBS mixed with the Video Ninja, we never have that issue.
Yeah. Okay. Just got to keep an eye on. Stronghold is going to come on at 2ish, and then we're going to raid into them, and then the other stream. There are a whole host of streams. We're actually doing really well. At 17,790, but there's the reason I had Phantoms linked is because there's no way to track donations from the main page. It's weird. There's a whole
Meowsters tried a bunch of different things, and so when they do mutual aid and we do those raid train mutual aid streams, it's all done through Pally GG, which lets us track everything.
Yeah.
And so we've got, I mean, when we hit that, we hit 13,000 in December for a gender care clinic. That was really huge. It was like 12 or 13,000. It was amazing.
Pretty impressive. The best I did was I got just over 1,000 when we did Trans Lifeline fundraiser in October for Trans Hearts October, and then this one is the Greyhawk mega stream is huge. There's multiple streams, and Zumba organizes it all. And I was in Phantom's prequel streaming on last weekend, and then this weekend they said, we had our, we don't have a Sunday morning one, because they kept mentioning it, and I was like, well, what if I did something, but I'm not officially, because they'd already had everything organized, and also I wasn't sure if I could find, I was just reaching out like, hey, does anyone have, because it was so last minute, but then you're, yes, the goal, Lord Gazima in chat is, Stronghold and Guild Superior. Lord Gazima himself is in chat, who is the organizer and is a mainstay of the community and is super cool. Just generally, I feel like I should have a shout out for Lord Gazimba, but I do not yet. But yes, we are at 17,790 so far, and it's been good. I feel like, yes, oof, So there's all kinds of stuff out there. So this one, the way it's set up is there's the main Tiltify, and then all of the other mini campaigns feed into it. But the only one you can kind of see the donation list for are the interior mini stream. Mini streams exactly, but per stream, separate ones, and I don't have one, so.
Meowsters is all tracked by time, who starts when something happens. There's all kinds of backstage work going on, prizes being given out.
There are prizes. I will say
all kinds of stuff. It's
Greyhawk
amazing.
Mega Stream there is an overall prize, and which would make the top, I think, 20 donors get. And there are a lot of giveaways going on all of the streams. So if you guys stick around for the raid train to Stronghold, there's definitely going to be at least one giveaway. And top 55, the top 55 donors in the campaign get, and it is tracked over all of them. So if you donate to any of them, you can become eligible. And, top 55 donors get really cool stuff, all sorts of cool stuff from Troll Lord games and Frog God games, and I think there's some really cool stuff. So, yeah, I definitely check that out. And, you know, St. Jude's is just a good cause, too. And, oh, wow, we're already going up. We got 100 extra in, so somebody has been hooking us up behind the scenes. So thank you, whoever you are. We always appreciate, you know, and...
You're welcome.
Oh, whoa. Very cool. Yes. Oh, and it has been timing. We got distracted. Did we? We don't have Sable back yet. Okay, but yeah, yeah. St. Jude's is a good cause because, you know, St. Jude's, they help kids with cancer. They do good work, and this whole stream, the whole mega stream system has been pretty cool. I wasn't officially part this year, but I wanted to do something, and we had, you know, they had the extra spot, and I was like, well, maybe we could cobble together something last minute. But, and also, you guys are all really cool. It's exciting to have you on. And I definitely want to have, you know, I can have you guys on for other stuff too. Just, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna hold off. Oh yeah. It gets all sorts of cool stuff going on. But it has been awesome sauce.
I was out last night with some friends at a local cocktail lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very fancy cocktail lounge, except for the fact that instead of the nice little folder things everybody else gives you to check for your for your credit card bills and stuff, to pay your tab, it was in VHS cassette cases.
That is...
I had Jingle All the Way. So somebody else had Disney's Hercules.
Oh, dang. I haven't...
It's just a brilliant idea.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. Yeah. Cheers. But yeah. So, yeah, we've been doing that. I threw a little money in. We've been, you know, doing... This year we're on brand. We're trying to get $55,000 because we want to top last year. But even still, like this has been. It's always a big, you know, thing. And I was in Phantom Stream last weekend as the kind of prequel to our usual stream. And do we have Sable back yet? Sable. Oh. All right.
So one of the things you should do if you haven't done it on yours here, Nick, on your playbook, is mark a string for both Aisha and Sable, because you have a string on each character that you're with no matter what.
True, that's true. You guys get strings.
I did write down the names, but I didn't. Okay. So.
Okay, strings. Basically, the way strings work, it is.
Sorry.
If you guys have any, you're back. Good. If you have any, like, really emotional ties, strings are basically like heartstrings. It's like,
literally heartstrings.
Yeah, it's an emotional tie you have to somebody. So if you have a string on somebody, you can cash that in to leverage favors, or there are certain moves that use them officially. Yep.
And if you gain 4, you get extra XP. Some stuff happens. It's very built into long-term campaigns, not into the short-term, but you should have at least one string.
Yes, but you do get at least one string. So, this is worth noting. Yes. But they do, it is a one thing. And do we have Sable back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have Sable back, at least on video, but that's cool.
I'm going to keep
going back to Manchigi What's It, so let's do that. Not that one. That is Heartbeat. Here we go. Boom. Okay. That should work. That is
Sorry, guys. I'll have my camera and mic muted here for a minute because I grabbed some breakfast.
Yes.
It's like
fair.
9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. here, and I don't normally get up until like about now. So.
That's fair.
I mean, I get up at like 5:30 some days of the week, so
that should be illegal. I swear.
Not
right. Yeah, it's not right.
Well, yeah. It depends on how you keep yourself up. Okay, cool. So, you have found your way to a dock, to the dock at one ford, where, you've gotten off and the ship's pulled in, and it's fairly average dock. The gangplank's going down. They have cargo they're going to unload from Hardby. They're going to have stuff they're going to take off and stuff they're going to put on, so the crew is starting to get up on that. You notice that they portion more guards, on the dock, just where the gangplank is going down. And the captain kind of says, if you want to get off before we start the proper unloading, you should do it now. Otherwise, you'll get in the way.
That makes sense. Hint taken, Captain. We'll get out of your way. Thank you.
Right. She gives a nod, and you guys get first down the gangplank. So it is about noon. The sun is bright. It is fairly, bustling. There's people kicking around, and so what are you up to?
Well, if Olmi's going to stay here and do some reconnaissance, Calden and Aisha should head up to the manor.
Yes.
And Aisha will disappear into the servants, and Calden can speak with the contact.
Okay. Aaron. Sure.
I think that's probably the best way to do that.
Okay. So you head up.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, you head up the general direction, and it's pretty obvious where there's a big town hall, and it is. You notice that the bottom floor is a town hall, and the top floor is the leader's personal residence. And yeah, you yes, you head up, and so what's as you head forward, there is a desk and a tired-looking. So I'm guessing you're going in the basic front door. There's this big front door, and then there's a couple of small side doors. Smaller side doors, I should say. That you notice. There's some windows too, if you wanted to try. There's a staircase up around the back that leads to an upstairs. That one has a guard. I don't know what your plan is for this.
I'm going to case the joint, let Calden handle any official conversations. I'm going to watch for where servants go in and out.
Okay. Sure. You kind of blend in. There's, it's quiet, but you're used to kind of hanging around without looking suspicious, so it's a fairly easy thing to do. Calden, Aisha kind of slips off to look at this place from different angles. You're right up at the front. What's your plan?
My plan would just be go in and start asking around for Aaron.
Okay. You're going to start at the front, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So you head in, and it's this big open kind of space with offices, and there's a desk, and as you come in the door, the young man behind the desk stands up. Greetings, brother. He kind of notices their holy symbol. It's like, oh, Sinkop, okay. Brother, do you have business here?
Yes, I have been sent by the Dispatrix to come investigate. I was told to seek out Aaron.
Aaron? Oh. And he kind of sits back down. The Dispatrix sent you.
Yes, I'm going to hand over or show the paper, the letter.
And he kind of unfolds it, swallows, folds it back up, leans forward, and says, "Be careful. Things are..." You can tell he's weighing his words. on exactly how to explain this without, getting himself into trouble or saying it wrong. And he kind of just hesitates, and finally he says, be careful who you show that to. I'll fetch Master Aaron. And he kind of gives you a nod and hurries off. And a few minutes later, you can see this young man, very well dressed, kind of almost foppish looking, comes down, blinks, and says, "Oh, welcome. I was told you were looking for me."
Yes. I'm Brother Calden Stoneheart, and I was told to approach you and find out more on what's been going on here and how I and my traveling team can best help you.
And he kind of gives a little nod. I think some fresh air would do me good. And I think, she kind of puts one arm around you, Brother Stoneheart, I think that would do you well as well. And he kind of puts his arm, and they kind of pushes you, or like pulls kind of toward the door. Just, we're going to have some fresh air. I think that would be a wise move.
Sounds good to me.
He kind of brings you out, and he kind of comes to you. Listen, does Patrick's got my letter?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know what to do. You're going to think I'm insane. 3 people have disappeared briefly and then returned not themselves. I don't know something has been draining their life force. I don't know how to articulate it. No one speaks of it since they come back alive. Isn't that enough? And we've already had a fight. There's buildings were already destroyed. A number of our militia were injured. Several pregnant. That's a whole other story. But our militias are lessened. We did the best we could. We organized the hospital and as best we could, and after that battle, nobody wants to admit that something happened that night. I don't know what it was.
Where did this take? Where are these individuals now? The ones who came back?
They're scattered around. Ethan was the shoemaker's husband. He's a shoemaker in his own right as well. He's down here, and then we have one of the butcher's sons and two young men who were working the docks, and all young men. I don't know if that changes anything. And I know my mother is wandering in the night. I don't know if that's important.
Your mother is wandering in the night?
Well, she's not. She slips out. They pretend not to see. I don't know if they're pretending not to see or they just don't notice. But it doesn't, she's a woman. She's allowed to do what she wants, right? But I think that's suspicious. And she didn't used to before. And it's probably disparate. It's probably nothing. I don't know, but she's changed. And I think she's not herself. And I don't know how to articulate that without sounding insane.
Would you like me to speak with her?
Kind of sighs. I don't know what you might be able to tell her, but she's in her office. But if you want, I don't know what could be done. I didn't think that far, but I thought maybe somebody who wasn't trying to heal from the battle could look at things. I thought that might help.
Well, lucky for you, boy, I'm very good at looking for things.
Yes, and you have the blessing of St. Cuthbert. That might help with something.
Is there any other information that you think would be pertinent for me, Aaron?
There is everyone who comes back, that goes missing and then comes back, comes in from the eastern side of town. And there is just some farms out there, and there is a natural cave. I think it was mined out long ago. It was a mine, but I think it hasn't been actively producing any ore for years. And then, of course, there's just farms and wild country out past that. I don't know what's out there, but that's what the direction they come from.
Okay. Aaron, thank you so much for your information. Me and my compatriots will check this stuff out. May the light of St. Cuthbert bless you.
Thank you, brother.
And then Calden's going to leave and go find Aisha and Almi.
Okay.
Aisha at this point should have disguised herself as a servant and be there to just eventually follow around the mom. Just see what happens with her.
Eventually, someone coming back who's very clearly servant with some stuff from the market, probably supplies for dinner or something. So you kind of follow, notice the door, present yourself as closer there, and just slip right through. And you do, there are a number of servants kind of running around cleaning, and there's you go through the back, and there's a back entrance where you go in, and then there's a kitchen, almost a prep room, and then a staircase going up. So, and the servant you're following, you kind of see him going up the stairs as you come in. So, but, you have, so he's probably upstairs. You have this back entranceway. What's your plan?
She's gonna just disguise herself as a servant and
sure.
do stuff all day, and then keep an eye on where where Aaron's mom is and what she's doing.
Okay.
Just kind of, if she leaves, what she does outside of this place that seems abnormal. Yeah. Listen to the gossip.
Sure.
See what the servants are saying, kind of things.
Okay. So you spend your day. I feel like let me look at the check. There should be. I would say.
Do you want me to figure out a person?
Yeah, figure a person out. I would say would be a good roll, because you are,
And wit. Oops.
And then
wrong spot. Wit.
Yes, wit's a good one for.
No. that I'm marking an experience because I got a 5.
Yeah. Okay. So you, she's around. You do find she's sitting in the, her office. But, one of the servants just got into this really complicated. So, essentially, this one guy had a brother, and she had mistaken one brother for the other, and then, but he'd also been cheating on her anyway, so but his brother had also been, his side chick had been, his other paramour had been cheating with his brother, but could tell them apart. There's a really complicated love quadrangle going on among all the servants. So,
Okay.
Yeah, there is a very with a complicated love quadrangle, all you get is, well, obviously it's his fault, and obviously no, it's his brother's fault, and you do make a couple beds, and but you find out a lot about this very convoluted love quadrangle going on. Apparently the second lover, she also had a girlfriend that she was maybe like weirdly close with, but refused to, who wanted her to, stop being with these guys, but she wouldn't. But, you have all of the gossip on these,
Yeah.
but that is not very useful for your investigation. Other than, one of them did come back a little weirdly, or has been missing. One of the brothers is not around, but it makes sense because he's probably hiding in shame. Everyone's kind of agreed on that, but yeah, one of them has not shown up for work, which he should be. But other than that, you don't find out much. 2, 1.
That's as interesting as finding out a lot, actually.
Yeah,
It is actually somebody's missing, and that's useful information.
true. But so you spend all day and you find one guy's missing, but everyone else is more concerned with, but his brother was, they were with the same girl, but he was cheating on, it's this tricksy little triangle, and one of the couples was engaged, and now they might break the engagement off, maybe, but they might keep the engagement. It's a lot of gossip, but not much, substance. So, you're an expert on this love quintangle, more like. And yes. And you've been talking to Aaron. And the docks, right? Almi was kind of
down at the docks.
Down at
the docks.
Okay.
Down at the dock of the bay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So I would say, if you wanted to just kind of collect gossip, you should also, you could also make a roll. I probably should make you do some rolling. So roll 2d6 and figure a person out is, roll plus wit.
Okay, and I have a -1 to wit.
Yes.
Yes, I'm the follow my heart type. Okay. Well, shit. I'll have to re-roll that
So
one.
2d6 -1.
So 9 total.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's still a conditional success. That's
Yeah,
great.
that is pretty good for having a -1 wit. Okay. So figure. All right. So, since it's not directly one person.
I'm just kind of circulating in some of the more frequented, like there'll be rat hole bars that'll be down at the docks that cater mostly to sailors and the local like stevedores and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right? So that's the places I'm hitting. And I'm basically asking more the stevedores than the sailors because the sailors pass through. But I'll ask them too, right? I heard there was something weird going on around here,
Yes.
and I'm,
All right.
have they heard
All right.
anything strange, right?
Yes. All right. With conditional success, you get um, two two big overarching questions that you can have that you
Okay.
can get answers to. Usually they would be of a person, but since it's a general, you get two big general questions, and that you can glean from gossipiness. Yeah, you get two questions. However, I will say that they have figured out that you're, if not directly for the Despotrix, that you're coming from Hardbeat to ask. They've figured out that you're from out of town and poking around on, probably on behalf of someone from Hardbeat. So either you
How would they
reveal
know
that.
that?
Um,
I'm dressed very plainly, and I'm a sea priestess. Could I
yes.
have not just been on a boat? Of course, I guess the one of the stevedores might have seen me get off
Yeah.
the boat. So
Yeah, I
that's
would say
possible.
yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right,
They
that makes sense.
probably saw you get off the ship, so they're, and yeah, they probably saw you get off the ship. But so that rumor
Okay.
does circulate, and you know, you let something slip, and they are realize, oh, you're poking around. It's suspicious, but they're willing to answer. So what are your two big questions of how? So the list. What are you feeling toward? What do you hope to get from? How could I get you to? What do you love the most? How would you feel if I? But I think that's more for persons. So for something big like this, I would say, what two key pieces of information do you think you would like to suss out?
Okay, I'd like to know if there's like if people have heard of anything like strange or unusual going on and roughly where in town that might be.
Okay, so you hear, um, the weird thing is, ever since the battle, certain young men have been going, off for a few days, and then they'll come back, and it will be less. They'll be tired and anemic, and generally off their
Hmm.
game. Um, so yeah, so certain young men go walk about, but they do come back, which is kind of weird, and it's been happening since the big fight.
Okay.
And yeah, they've had a lot of interest from people out of town as well. But ships from farther away have been coming in, but and stopping here. But
Yeah.
that's in terms of unusual. And the second question was whereabouts in town. They do say that according to one of the young, what was the other word you used other than sailors?
Stevedores. They're the
Stevedores.
ones who load the boats.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh, okay, stevedores. I was thinking longshoremen, but
A longshoreman is a form of stevedore. Yeah.
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 So yeah,
Yeah.
they're the ones who do the loading and unloading.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, according to one of them, she's kind of she was actually the one who has been helping unload your boat, and afterwards she kind of comes and she says, "It's her brother went missing on walkabout,
Oh.
actually, and he had come in from the west," she said, and he looked, he had an unusual he had bruising on his neck, which she mistook for hickeys, but he swore he didn't remember being with any women, which kind of, but he had a weird gap in his memory anyway, and he came from the western part of town, kind of up the path from that led out to some of the farms out on the edge of town. He came up that way when he finally got back, and said he didn't remember quite what had happened, but did have several bruises on his neck.
I see. sounds very concerning. I assume you're worried about him.
Yeah, well, he can handle himself. Ish. I mean, as much as a man can. He's a good kid. He, he is, there's this girl, they're kind of in that courtship phase of, like they're gonna they're trying to work into something more serious. She was worried a lot about him, but when he came back, but
she wasn't angry about the bruises.
A little bit. Wouldn't talk to him for 3 days, but then he was so pathetic looking. I mean, he could barely get out of bed, and eventually she asked around town, and he wasn't like he was down at the docks with the girls here. He's out in the Hicks. I mean, but she asked around, and eventually I think she figured whoever it was kind of was messing with his head a little bit, and she's forgiven him. Grudgingly, but, best
Right.
she can.
Young love. Beautiful thing.
Yeah. He's doing all right, though. Better. He's getting better. Whatever it was
Good.
is temporary, as far as I can tell, but,
Well, thank you very much for talking with me. I appreciate that. That really helps.
yeah.
Maybe I can find out what happened, she says.
Yeah. He does have a weird mark, under his thumb. It's not a bruise, it's I don't know. Like a scar or it looks like a birthmark, but he didn't have it before. I'm almost certain.
Does it look like any design in particular? Does it resemble anything?
Not exactly, just a mark, like a thumbprint almost, or a claw mark, but kind of like a claw, but it's a little weird, but it doesn't hurt him or anything, so it's what it is.
Fair enough. Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, that was really useful. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm also going to poke around a little bit and see, I figured this is taking most of the day, right? And see if I can, chat up any of the far distant travelers, if they might be around. I don't know, because chances are I'll be talking to ship's crew and not
Yeah.
anybody significant.
True.
Because they'll be in town, right? At a
True.
better establishment. But I'll,
Yeah.
I'll look for some of the ship's crew and just kind of make idle conversation.
Yeah.
Chat about how I came up from,
Mhm.
what was it? Of course, a core, whatever, landing, right?
Akara's
And
landing, yes.
okay, right, yeah, and
Yeah.
where are they from? And
Yeah.
what brings them here?
Yeah.
I'm here because
Yeah.
I'm traveling up the boat with the
Yeah. Half of,
bunch-
about 50-50 between Fax and the Free City. Fax being one of the Wild Coast cities, kind of farther down. It's a city-state, farther down the Wild Coast. And then the Free City of Greyhawk being right up at the Celatin, about mid-distant between the near Div and Woolly Bay, and yeah, so
right.
Yeah, so half of them are from Free City Greyhawk, the other half tend to be from Fax. Some of them are from other places, but are on ships out of there, from what you gather.
Right. Right. And any idea, what the boat is down here for, basically?
Essentially, from what you hear, it's regular, good shipment. They're bringing in a lot of, artistic stuff from Selene that had come through, and been, sent up. No one quite knows what the deal with that is. It's just,
they're bringing art down.
yes, they're bringing art
Okay.
up from Selene north. From Fax up is north, and then
Okay.
through Selene is to the west. So it comes from there to Fax to then up north to Hardby.
And they're meeting here, and they're both bringing art?
No, just the one boat
Okay.
from Fax is bringing art. The other one is from Greyhawk, and they're bringing regular supplies and stuff.
Okay.
They're both happen. The one from Greyhawk is going to Hardby. It's just stopping here briefly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the one from Fax is going up to Greyhawk and is also stopping here briefly.
Right. Well, this is probably a good place for resupply, right? It's kind of
Exactly.
a middle area. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
neither of the boats are directly coming here. They're just stopping here briefly. And to take on some supplies, and they do have
Give the
one
crew a
elf.
little bit of shore leave.
Yes, they do have one elf from Selene who is traveling with them, who is hoping to talk, a bit of a diplomatic tour, but it's nothing official.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Duly noted. Perfect. Thank you.
So, yeah. You've learned...
Meet back at the boat at the end of the day.
Yes. Yeah, toward the end of the day. So, after you talk... Calden, after you talk to Aaron, what are you up to after that? Head back to the boat? Head out west to see this, cave? What? Talk to
I
other people in
wouldn't-
town?
I wouldn't go to the cave alone. I would, if we hadn't set a different meetup point, I would head back to the boat
Yeah.
to inform the others that I think it's best if we go explore the cave.
All right. And Aisha, what's your plan? You spent the
Well-
day thinking around and hearing about lovers' quarrels and who's in the right in this, infidelity scandal nonsense.
At this point, since the servants aren't full of gossip for me, at least not the kind I was looking for, she'll head back out to the boat as well. Yeah.
Yes, you guys meet up by the boat late afternoon.
The blue outfit is the only thing the same. Like, her face is completely different.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Probably takes me a minute to recognize her then, but blue outfit's cute. So,
Yeah.
Aisha? She asks, just to confirm.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Nice.
Sorry,
work,
I'll make-
she says.
Yeah.
And there's Calden.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right.
She says, well, I have some information that might be useful, right? And recant what I found out,
Mm-hmm.
right? She says, I think the hickeys and the anemia and weakness might be significant. Are we dealing with a vampire?
That is strange. It is strange. Not sure, because on I heard of aside from all the drama around it,
Mhm.
a man is missing from the servants. He didn't show up for work today.
Hmm. And you say nobody seemed to notice.
Oh, they know he was missing, but they just like he's probably hiding because of all the drama around. Yeah. That's just they think he's hiding because of all the drama that was going on.
Drama. What kind of drama?
romantic drama amongst the, sleeping with your brother's girlfriend, wife. It had to be, it was all the same all day. Like the whole afternoon, that was all they talked about.
Well, interesting that there is romantic drama sort of connected to what I found out too about the one girl's brother there. I mean, his girlfriend was not pleased with hickeys, after all. Apparently they made up, but it's still a little cool between them.
Interesting.
As for the ships from either direction, I don't see anything there that would connect it, but I don't rule out the possibility. There was an alpha board, the one from Greyhawk. Diplomatic tour, but nothing major, apparently. Just friendly relations.
Yeah. From Celine.
Yeah.
Diplomat.
Oh, from Celine. Okay, I said from out of Celine. Yeah. But then they have to go through Oh, never mind.
They'd have to go through Fax and then go up.
Oh, Fax. Okay,
Yes,
sorry, other direction.
South.
Okay. Yeah. But I say that from Celine.
Mm-hmm.
The diplomats are diplomats. That's...
It was worth mentioning, definitely. Diplomats that's not a common thing, and I don't know if it's connected, but since it's possible. What about you, Calden? What did you find
out? Everyone who goes missing is young men, and I got a list, a couple names of who've been taking. I know there was the shoemaker's husband. The butcher's son are two of the names, but they all come in on the eastern side of the town, and the only thing over there that could be of interest is the cave. It used to be a mine, so I'd suggest tomorrow we head out directly to that cave. Seems to be the source of the problem.
Sensible. All right. I'm still suspecting vampires, she says. Caves do not dissuade me of this notion.
The vampires are other... yeah. Sure.
Or actually, maybe a succubus. Young men, hickeys.
Maybe not.
We shall find out on the morrow.
We will.
Yeah. Okay. You do have, as you're heading back to the ship, you do get stopped. By two, soldiers. They look, you can see they have a militia, pin that they're wearing. They are militia members, and they are stopping you. Halt. You three.
Is there a problem, sir?
And she kind of blinks. No.
Oh, ma'am, sorry, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't give much description. But yeah, they're both women, and she kind of looks at you, and looks you up and down. Not as such. However... And she's kind of... she kind of blinks at Aisha. Like, she's looking at your face, and she's trying to... kind of shakes her head. No, that's not it. Looks at the other two of you and says, there are reports that you were from Hardby. That you came in from Hardby. And she kind of looks specifically at Caldman, specifically from the Despotrix. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what does the Despotrix want? She's not sending her own little niece in exactly the nick of time to save us, so what does she want?
She heard some... she actually... Hey, I wonder if I should bullshit. Let's see. How good am I at lying here?
To lie. Hang on. There's influence, entice, stagger, fight.
You're going to what you're doing is defying disaster,
Oh,
and you're
true.
going to roll with heart,
Yeah.
or
I get a bonus
wit.
to that.
Heart
Yeah,
or
you-
wit.
yeah, I would
'Cause
say heart.
it's your
Yeah, if you
charm
wanna-
or social insight or cleverness or knowledge would be the right.
Oh yeah,
choices.
defy disaster probably would be the right move for that.
Yeah, definitely the right move for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Defy
Sure.
disaster.
I'm gonna bullshit.
Okay. Sure. So you're gonna try and convince her
Would you
that
like
you're.
to hear my bullshit first?
So are you trying to convince her that you are not here on the Dispatrix, or that you are?
No. Actually, that much is pretty much like Calden already answered to the affirmative, right? So we can't really get out of that. But what I'm just going to say is that she heard that there were ships that had come into town from a long distance, and it was
Oh.
unusual. And
She'd
she
heard
was
about the
looking
ships
into
from
it.
Selene. It's true. She would have probably heard about ships from Selene, and I mean, she doesn't actually. She talked to the diplomats from Selene and decided he was harmless and didn't decide to do anything about it. But they wouldn't know that, so okay, sure.
Okay.
So you're gonna try to, that she'd heard about the ships from Selene and was trying to, see if she could
Kind of find out what was going on, basically.
sussing out with that. All right, sure. Roll a defy disaster. So plus heart.
That'd be 10.
That is a success. Let's see, what did we get? 10 plus. Do with style. Learn new information, discover an opportunity, or gain a string on someone. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you absolutely do. And she'll kind of say, yeah, the ship from Selene, we were concerned about that. Of course, our, leader wasn't here, so we had to handle that without her. But anyway, that's unimportant. Just as long as you don't cause trouble.
No intention of causing any problems at all.
We have enough trouble as it
Schiffer?
is with our freaking head of our militia going missing every other day, I swear. Anyway, unimportant. If you're here just on that count, I think that's probably fine. And you're staying aboard the Grey Gull, or?
Yes.
All right, carry on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
But-
Carry on.
Yes. So yeah, the head of the militia apparently is also being weird.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Which is why the militia came to ask us questions, obviously. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A phrase that's totally out of universe comes to mind, which is curiouser and curiouser.
Curiouser and curiouser indeed. All right. But yes. So you spend the night on the Grey Gull, and you get a full night's rest, and wake up in the morning with plans to investigate the cave, presumably.
Yep, prepare for a hike out to a cave.
All
Grab
right.
stuff for spelunking. Discreetly. No, I don't really have anything for spelunking. I hope our Thieves Guild member has some rope.
Yeah, do you have any rope?
She's got all the tools you need to do second story work, so she's set.
Fair enough. I'll yeah, she would absolutely have, some basic stuff to get up onto second stories. Yeah.
Yeah,
We could probably liberate-
hook, climbing rope, a pack for it, and a modest outfit to go with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any torches or other light source?
No,
Not
but we
Never
could
needed one
probably
before.
borrow some or a lamp or two from the ship. I'll ask.
Yeah, there's a young half orc she's kind of stuck on the ship, and looks and not exactly young, but just kind of gives you a look. Yeah, I can borrow a lantern. Are you sure this is a good idea?
No, but I don't know what else to do, she says cheerfully.
That's fair. Listen, if you're gonna go anywhere, dangerous, because needing a lantern in the day, you're probably gonna go somewhere. I don't know what you're up to that requires a lantern in the day, but listen, I was young and foolish once, and there are things that you don't want to face, and
Did you face them here?
here, no. Here's pretty solid. But, there was that whole thing in Cantona, but that was entirely separate. You'd find creatures that would... I don't even know. Just... There are creatures in this world. I mean, kind of gestures to her own face. Orcs, for sure, but that's simple enough. They just... Evil's a strong word even with them. They just want the fight. But you get stuff like... deeper. I wouldn't associate with them or anything, but... You learned. But my point... There are creatures that are so beyond that. Are just incarnate of wrongness. That aren't like... just people gone wrong. They're beyond that, and anywhere you gotta take a lantern during the day, you're probably gonna run into them, so be careful, kid. Yeah?
Thanks for the advice. Any suggestions if we do encounter something like that?
Get your priest to yell at them with St. Cuthbert. They don't like priests. You have a goddess.
Yeah, she holds up her holy symbol and smiles.
Yeah, that'll freak them out. They don't like holy symbols.
Aisha just rattles her sword.
Yeah, that works too, but sometimes you need a little something extra. She shivers. We did have an ad break, but that is done. So, you guys have a lantern. And
awesome.
There are some caves to the east of town. Yep. Map directions. Yes, to the east of town. As you head out, there's a handful. You can see the watchtower right on the river, where the militia train, and you kind of see the path that leads down a little bit away from that, and then a little out, and there's a farm you can kind of see down a little, and there's a couple, and it's all cultivated, and you can kind of see the mine, or the old cave that used to be a mine up there. There are rumors that it got dug out by the Flan, in 600 years ago or whatever, before the disasters in the Iridian migration and all that. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, or maybe it's just a naturally occurring cave, but you can see the entrance to it. Yeah, there is a cave. And you have a lantern, and you have a rope, and you have the three of you.
So anybody wield a weapon one-handed as opposed to two-handed? Because that is the person who should probably carry the lantern, I imagine. I have a quarterstaff. I need both hands.
Yeah. I know Calvin does
I'll
sword
be carrying
and
the
shield.
lantern then.
Okay.
I just have a one-handed saber, so.
All right. Yeah. You've got your light, and you slowly make your way down. And as you come down, you do notice prints, more footprints, and like people have been scuffing around here recently.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you notice that, and you notice that there is it smells vaguely like sulfur, like this bitter sort of thing, and you do notice, yeah, and Yeah. Yes, so you head down, and it is dark, but you have the lantern, and you notice that there's a break. As you're climbing down, after about, you kind of have to go stooped down for the first couple feet, and then there's like a drop off where you have to wiggle your way through, and then it kind of comes into a tunnel that's about person height, actually. And
Is this natural or was this carved?
it's
Or
hard to tell for
dug?
sure. At
Yeah.
least some carving. It's probably
Okay.
partially natural, but there's definitely been some carving.
Okay.
And you would notice that this is relatively recent. There's definitely dried blood is definitely fairly relatively recent, for sure.
Oh, how much dried blood are we talking about?
Um, not enough to kill someone, but enough that they were actually pretty seriously wounded.
Hmm.
So a pint or two on the splashed around.
Yeah.
All right.
Seems to be two distinctive lines of it. One overlaid almost, as if there were two different people who were bleeding, dragged through.
Okay, so it's like a trail along the ground or a
Yes.
couple of trails. Okay. She, takes note of that for sure.
Mm-hmm. And you can hear the way it echoes. It's kind of like there's definitely something here scrabbling, almost, and
Make sure to look up periodically. Bats, stuff like that.
yeah.
We're in a cave. We're
there
looking
are
for
bats,
possible
but
vampires.
they
We got to
seem
keep
to,
an
like-
idea on bats.
They don't seem to. They don't like the fact there's light. They are.
Yeah.
They shy away from it. They're not going to attack you, but they're definitely there. And then you come to a room, and it's sort of a you find a chain, and you see how something's been bricked off, and the blood kind of ends here. But there's been a bricked off area that is, you can kind of see a little bit through, as if somebody had, well, filled in a gap very specifically, and you hear something from beyond that weird area that you're not sure about. Something faint, like rattling almost.
More chains on the other side, perhaps?
Yeah. And you notice there are tracks leading deeper into the cave as well.
I'm going to look for some hidden entrance or some way to open this.
From what you can gather, and you hear also a little bit of like a weird sobby sound from further into the cave.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yes. And there are a few rats you notice moving around, but
How fat are the rats? And how big?
fairly big, but not definitely feral. They're definitely not anyone's domesticated pets, well
Okay.
cared for and all that. But they're average sized. They don't look particularly well fed. Or actually, they probably get. They look fairly well fed, but not habitual. Like, not like generations of living with, human food access, kind of well fed, if that makes sense.
Okay, yep. Yeah, it does.
All right. And yeah, so you have this weird break in the wall that's been blocked off haphazardly with these stones, kind of creating a extra wall, and then you have that's where the blood ends, and then you have the down further in you have a maybe sobbing sound.
Right. Okay, I'm unless my companions want to immediately go investigate the sobbing, which I would understand,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm going to look for some kind of like, is there a way to open this up fairly quickly? Like, is there
Um,
a secret to access, or like,
Almost
would we have to
certainly
actively
not.
move the
And from
blocks?
what you gather, it was not meant to be opened up. It was meant
Right.
to, for whatever was behind it, to stay behind it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. In that case, I'm satisfied and I'm prepared to go investigate the sobbing for sure.
Okay. Um. Uh. Yeah.
Yep.
You head back and you find a cage set.
Hmm.
And who's in the cage?
A young man, actually. And he looks. There's a lot of familiar resemblance to this other young man you saw earlier, actually. Um, but he looks pretty basic stuff. Servant's clothes. He also looks like he's sobbing, but there doesn't seem to be much. His face looks kind of off, altered, as if he's not quite all there mentally. Um,
Uh, like in what way?
um,
Semi-catatonic? Is he hallucinating? Like his eyes are
um,
kind of moving around and starts
uh,
like,
Closer to semi-catatonic than hallucinating.
okay.
Um, or his eyes are moving like a little bit, but he doesn't quite seem. Um, he's sitting very still, and um, yeah, he seems more like he's retreated internally than actual external hallucinations. But you know,
Fair enough.
yeah,
Okay, I've got stuff that I think fixes this, right? And one thing I've looked at this seems to be a very systems light system, and
yes,
I
Uh-huh.
like that. It's
yeah, it's
cool.
it's very rules light. So
And I also like the fact that there appears to be mental and emotional wounds as well as physical ones,
yes,
and they're all treated with the same kind of gravity.
yeah. In
That's
fact, there
cool.
was no physical. I added all the physicality in terms of wounds. That was all
Sweet.
my addition. It was entirely condition based.
Your conditions are only angry, frightened, guilty, hopeless, and insecure in the base game.
Yes, and I added the physically injured ones as well as a sort of to create a more
Because
combat
this is
system.
yeah, right, because we're playing at Greyhawk.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, makes
But
sense to me. No, this is cool. Okay, so how does the group feel about me using one of these healing? Like, I don't know how many times per day I can do healing or what
emotional
my limit
support.
is.
I've because it's such a system light. I'm pretty loose. So yeah, you can absolutely um use it multiple times.
Great.
The only thing is it's be very difficult to do in the middle of any kind of fight. But
That makes
um
sense.
um yeah, I would say actually yeah. Interesting.
Okay, well, if nobody has any objection and there's no reason not to, I'm going to give it a try and see if we can bring this poor young man back to himself.
Okay. So you're gonna try an emotional support.
Yes.
Okay. That works. So are you going to try the base move emotional support, or use what's the one
Let me look at the
that
document here.
the goddess given that we have that's part of your playbook? Nature's Touch.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, you have Nature's Touch, which kind of is yeah, you have basically can essentially it's the only one that can get rid of physical wounds, or you can just do emotional support, which is you can do as many times as you want, but it takes time. So
Right. Can I do either as many times as I want? Okay, well then I see no reason not to use Nature's Touch. Clearly, I assume he's been fed on by whatever's eating people, which I
yes,
assume is what's happening.
yeah,
So
it
the
definitely
physical
has. You
wound
can
could be as
see
important.
he does look kind of anemic, although he's gotten food. You realize he's been being fed himself.
Right. Right. Okay. And that's plus spirit, so I get +2 to that.
Okay.
9.
Okay. Let's see. What is this one? You get to choose one. So you can clear a condition from an ally.
Mm-hmm.
You can grant him the ability to talk to the plants or animals or the ocean. You can impose a condition. You can basically it's cure versus cause wounds. It's a
Right.
I'm guessing you're choosing the cure version.
Yes, of course.
All right. You also get a string on him if you want it. Basically strings, and you have one string on Aisha and one on Calden as well, base for starting. Basically,
And exactly how did the strings work?
Heartstrings. If you want to leverage him for a favor, or try, there are certain moves that require them. Basically, he has an emotional stake in you, basically because you helped him in this case, or because you're working together, or it's. He cares about you, essentially. That's what heartstrings represent, is, he has an emotional interest in you, so, heartstrings, I think, is the technical term. So you basically can use that to leverage him for a favor, or try and, influence him in certain ways, because, you helped him, so now he, is invested in you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, sure, I'll take it because that way, he might be really scared. We might need him to run. I can leverage it that kind of way. So sure.
Yes. Yeah, so you have a string on him, and he is a little calmer. And when you see that, he kind of comes to a little bit, or a little more, and you can kind of see, he looks at you. You're not the two. The two women, they're not women. They're not women, I think.
She says, "We're here to help. They don't know we're here." She, indicates to try to, keep it down, right? She says, "Let's get you out of here, first of all." Yeah. She looks at Aisha because she assumes the cage is locked.
Yes, the cage is locked.
So I'll need to roll slippery.
So, oh yeah, you have the slippery one. Yes, you have that special ability as part of your, which is perfect for this one.
Yes. That's a 7.
You do manage to get him out. Although he does trip and twist his ankle on the way out, so he's out, but he's not gonna be able to do anything sprint out of here. Not really well because his ankle's all wonky now. But you did get him out.
I suppose I could try to fix that too.
You
or
could.
so could Calden, actually.
Yeah, Calden. Let's see. Yes, I don't. Let me check what Let's see. You definitely have some lay on hand like ability.
I don't know if you
Yes,
told me,
yeah, you
but
have
I mean,
last
it's on the
stand.
last
Yes, yeah, you
stand,
have
I
last
think.
stand. You have self-sacrificing abilities, uh, which are
Okay,
impressive,
so
but not. Um, yeah, you can use the power of conviction for a lot of something, but you can't. Uh, um, yeah, yeah. If you are working for the greater good of Heartbeat or Saint Cuthbert in general, you can gain a lot of power from that. But no, it's not healing powers.
nope,
Okay.
I do not have lay on hands.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can try it again then
Yes.
and see if I can fix his ankle. We might need him to run, so
Yes, and
that's
Nature's
kind of
Touch is
important.
one of the few healing magics that uh, that takes physicals. Like the other ones, you can use emotional support for, but
Hey, that's fair enough, right?
yeah,
Rules light game makes a lot of sense.
and you do get one per night. One down on the physical conditions per night. So basically, you just sleep it off essentially.
Right.
Natural healing.
All right, so I rolled a 10 this
Oh,
time.
all right. So yeah, unqualified. He just his ankle gets. You kind of give a little bit of goddess, and you are solid. And you hear, he kind of stares and says, "They will come back, you know."
Yes, so we should probably get out of here, I imagine. Is there anyone else here?
Um, I think they said they kept them alive, but I don't know for sure. I don't know
Do
for
we
sure.
hear anything else? I mean, it's as far as I've been able to discern, it's like one guy at a time goes missing, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. They said they kept the others, the two. I don't know if they did or not. They said they weren't dead yet. I heard them talking. They said they weren't quite dead. But they might be. I don't know.
two who were
Let's
dragged in here.
I don't know who they were talking about.
Okay.
But they said they weren't quite dead. I think. And you can tell he's still not 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs more emotional support, and I
Emotional
don't know
support or
that I
healing
have
or
the time.
something. But he will tell you that they swear they're still alive. I don't know for sure. Um, but yeah, that's all you got. And they are going to come back almost certainly late at night. That's
Okay.
to feed or um,
Okay, so I think we should tell him to get himself out of here and see if we can't find out what happened to the other guys.
okay. He is. You
Personally,
don't
what
even
do you
have to
guys
run and
think?
entice and use the string. He's just gonna go, honestly, because it is.
Yeah. F this, right? He's
Yeah,
gone.
he's
Yeah.
gone.
I would be too.
Yeah. So he's blinking out into the sunlight, and he is off, and they have yeah. So you have the room with the blood in it. You have the side room, and you have uh, another room farther in that has a stone basin with water, but um, you know, that's about it.
I'm not drinking any water in this place. I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah.
Okay, kind of look at the others like which way do we want to look at first?
I'll just pick a path.
Okay. Yeah, so you go toward the end, and after a few minutes, you realize that most of it is just mines. It's just old abandoned tunnels. You find a few bats, a few other worms, weird cave creatures, insects. Nothing you wouldn't expect to find in a cave. So then you head back. And then you have the room at the end that has this bowl of water. This really nice ritual bowl, not just like an average bowl. It's heavy set and carved with runes.
Okay.
And then you have that, and you have the you have that, and then you have the room with the cage, and then you have the room you were in before that had the blood and the walls that's weirdly been walled off, and you can kind of hear a faint rustling coming from there, as if something might be moving behind it, but you're not sure. But that is you know, that's about it, and then it's back up and out.
What more is there to know about the ritual bowl? Does it look like it's for like Cuthbert or any of the?
No, it is definitely not St. Cuthbert. It's definitely not. It's definitely you would know. It's probably Fiend, abyssally. Yeah, it's definitely Abyss. It's definitely sketchy magics. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely bad vibes magic. You've heard of powerful necromancers using this stuff, but it's this kind of magic. Like you look at it and you're like, oh, that's ugly, not good magic that we don't want anything to do with.
Can I break the bowl?
It is heavy stone. You
Yeah.
can certainly.
But we have a guy with a hammer of some kind on him, along with a sword.
Yeah, no.
Can we
Calden
break
does
the
have
bowl?
the mace of Saint Cuthbert, and that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I am
I'll try to break the bowl.
100% behind smash the bowl to shit. Yes.
Yeah. You can either yes. So yeah, you can use fight or which is very basic. It would be plus. Yeah, you can either roll a plus strength or a plus daring rather, which is pretty good for you. Yeah, I would say plus daring or plus grace, the way you would for a fight move. And then,
absolutely using daring.
Raw brute force.
Yep.
Okay.
Well.
Bonk the bowl. 2d6 plus daring, and then.
That is a 9.
Okay. So you do get a crack in the bowl. But it starts to glow a little bit.
Uh-huh. I was afraid of that.
It's definitely getting on its way to destroy it, and a couple more blows will definitely destroy it, but it wasn't quick enough to not trip some sort of magical ward, so yeah.
Should I hit it
Okay.
again?
I'm going to get ready to present my holy symbol at it and provide protective backup while he's smashing it.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Go
my
for
best
it.
effort. Yep.
I'm gonna stand back behind her.
All right.
All I've got is a sword.
I
Yeah.
approve.
That's
right.
So yeah. Roll another plus daring.
Okay.
Or
Okay, that is a 12.
oh yeah, no.
Nice.
You bring your mace down. I'm guessing you have a mace and a longsword. You bring it down, and it was given to you by your superior. It is blessed. With the symbol of St. Cuthbert, it is very much a blessed mace. You're not sure if it has any actual blessing powers, but it definitely has a lot of emotional thing. And you swing it over your head, and you take a deep breath, and you just go, whoop, and you smack, and it shatters. On the second, once you got a couple blows going, it shatters into a dozen small little pieces. And the water drains out, and you can kind of see, almost for a second, right before it shatters, you could see, like, a swirling something reflected in it that's not you guys. Because usually when you see water, you look down, you see your own reflection. This was something else. This was some other... because you're holding the lantern out, and you can see a little bit. Aisha's kind of from behind. You can see Aisha with the lantern holding out. You can see, just for a briefest glimpse, you can see some class of beyond, some other plane or other place that looks ugly, dangerous, dark, kind of like vast, a cave with jagged obsidian stalactites coming, jagged obsidian stalactites coming up and stalagmites coming down, and just this weird fog, and then you smash, and the bowl is broken, and the water is scattered, and the portal, whatever it is gone. And you smash it. And you're pretty sure that something in it triggered, and you're not sure what that might have done. So, there's that, but it is smashed.
Well done, she says to him.
Thank you.
All right. And you hear you hear something from behind you. And so you're
of course,
watching this, and you see two women climb down.
Damn it!
And one of them is, you recognize her actually, or at least you're like, oh. One of them has the same militia uniform. And the other is the leader of the place, of the town. And she's come down, and she is standing there. And the two of them are standing, armed. Both of them are blocking your way out. And generally looking hostile.
This seems like a good time for us to present holy symbols and say, "Get thee gone, foul fiend." I don't know.
You can try it.
What do you figure, Calden?
Absolutely not.
All right.
So, when you do this, you can see this flash of pain and this, like the eyes. It doesn't hurt them too much, but you can see the eyes start glowing. These are very clearly fiends. They are not, they're wearing the faces. They've shifted into the forms, but they are not the two. And as soon as you hold up these holy symbols, they react visibly, and you're like, yep, these guys are actually fiends, and they're not just, collaborators, so they're or whatever else.
They are clearly hurt.
By
the holy symbols, yes.
Not hurt. Probably not mechanical, like.
Right, but they got hurt by these holy symbols coming out. That is the key.
Yes, the key that proves that yes, they are definitely actually fiends, because nobody, no regular old human, when presented with a symbol of Osprem or Saint Cuthbert, is going to flinch back like that and have their eyes flash black. That is okay. Very much. They are
definitely bad mojo. All right. I guess the fight's on, eh?
The fight is on. All right. So, they kind of both scramble forward, kind of pressing you into the room with the busted bowl, and you kind of fan out. Combat initiative is kind of less defined, so I'm gonna say you guys go first because you're the heroes. You get to go first. You can go in any order, and then the thing about that though is when you use a fight move, they get a response. So, but then when they use a fight move against you, you get a chance to hurt them as well. So it kind of.
And you can actually cut in because I might make an opportunity for you, which means you get one of you would get a chance to attack immediately after I do, before they have a chance to cut.
Right, back. Because if you do that move, you get an extra bonus to if you make an opportunity.
If I open an opportunity, it means somebody else also gets to go right after me.
Yes. So. Yeah. The way you choose a move, usually fight, although defy disaster is a choice. And you get and for the cause, if you fail your fight roll, Kaladin gets an extra bonus of you can choose an option anyway, even if you get under 6 and fail, you still can, if you're willing to take the extra damage, imply a thing on them because you have that extra. So yes, the fight. So what? Who wants to go first? To seek to incapacitate someone with violence.
I will.
Okay.
No, I'll go first. So, in this instance, I'm going to engage with one of the basic moves, and I'm going to while fighting them. Obviously, it's thirsty sword lesbians.
Yes,
swords are constantly crossing and fighting. Sure. I'm going to try to figure out what they really want.
Oh.
I'm going to try and figure out a person.
Yeah, you can use that during combat. And all right. Okay. you can use a plus wit and try to. You don't have any strings, so.
And here's where knowledge of the system works out really well. Awesome.
That's why I offered to go first.
That makes sense. That's great. Cool.
Yeah. So
that is a 7.
7. So you you get 2 questions and they get 1.
Yep.
Trying to figure out what either of them wants to know, but okay.
I am not in my white, or I'm in a black outfit today as opposed to the blue or green one that I was seen in before.
Yeah.
And my face is again slightly different.
Right. You can do that.
So, my question will be, what do they hope to get from their actions? What's their purpose? What are they hoping to gain out of what they're doing? And they're also going to try and the other thing I want to know is, where are they? What plane exactly are they from? Like we kind of figure they're fiends, but what exactly are they?
So as you're fighting, you kind of you realize as you're working, like as they start to morph a little bit, and you can kind of see the wings flare out, and you're pretty sure they're succubuses, which would mean that they're from the abyss. Mm-hmm. And you their goal is, you're pretty sure they got sent by somebody else, so their goal is probably just cause chaos and hold the place, hold power and wait for a signal, but they're trying to do, make the most of it, because they could wait around, but also there's a lot of nice young men in town who are very tasty, and they're If they want to set up a nice little side hustle with some tasty psychic juice from these guys, why not?
Yeah.
So you're pretty sure they're probably placeholding the position, because you realize that the head of the militia, like, these are powerful women who are, have positions of authority. So if something were to happen, everyone would look to them to make decisions, which means they could sway them in the different,
Yeah.
So that's their hope. They're from the Abyss, and they're placeholders, and they're just trying to get, enjoy living fat, dumb, and happy off all these guys while they hold off until further instructions, which don't come through now because you smashed their communication bowl.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's your move.
That's my questions. What did they want to know about me?
They want to know what you are.
Well, to be fair, one of their swords just passes right through me.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Oh.
Like, flowing, moving constantly.
Yeah, they zero in on the fact that you're covering your face, specifically that you just come down over the forehead, and they click. They're like, oh, okay, and they grin because they think they're gonna get out of this, but maybe they
might try.
They can try. Okay. Calden. You want to go? You can use
Sure,
fight,
I'll go.
Or you can try. Essentially, your goal. If you pile on the conditions, they will be defeated.
Yeah.
So that's your. They have a certain number. You don't know how many. They're powerful. And
so I will. I don't know if I have to declare this before I roll, but for the cause.
Okay. Yeah.
When you fight the enemy of your devotion, you can suffer a condition to choose an additional option from the fight move, even if you roll a 6-.
Right. So yeah. So if you do fail the roll, you can. You can pick one anyway.
Yeah, so even if you fail, you're going to gain you'll be able to inflict a condition on them regardless if you wish.
Yes.
Yeah,
because that's one of the things of the fight move.
Do I declare that before I roll or after I roll, regardless?
I think you would declare it after. I would say you would declare it before, but it wouldn't come into effect until after, if that makes sense.
Got it. All right. Yeah, of course. So I will declare, and I'm going to roll that.
Roll it. Go for it.
That is a 7.
7. Okay. So for fight, you can fight. Here we go. You can let's see. Choose 2. So you can provoke your tenant to gain a string on them, mess with their heads, inflict a condition, create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction, and then take an object or seize, you can manipulate them. They're not really carrying anything. You could try disarming them. They'd be down to their claws. But you figure they probably have very sharp claws, so disarming wouldn't necessarily be your... but I have been allowed people to use that as a disarming tactic. So you get to choose 2 of them. Condition.
Actually, I'm going to take a condition and choose 3 of them.
Okay, but you can only choose each one once, so...
Yeah, I kind of figured. So the first thing is I want to inflict a condition.
Okay.
On to one of them.
Okay. A or B?
B.
B? Alright. So that's... Okay, she's got one condition. Alright.
Then I'm going to provoke or to gain a string.
Okay. So you've got a string.
And then the third thing I want to do is create an opportunity for an ally.
Okay. And that would, yeah. What kind? All right. So I would say yes. You can, create an opportunity for an ally. So that would mean that, Almi would then get a plus. Yeah, I would say a +1 on her next attack move. Either that or Aisha. One of them would get a +1 on their next move against these guys.
I'll do Almi because Almi's coming right up.
Sounds like a plan.
I also need to mark a condition.
Yes. You get to pick which condition.
Alrighty, in that case, I will be angry.
Angry. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. All right. Then you, yeah. So you're good with that. Then, Almi, you get a +1 on whatever you're going to do.
Yeah, good question here.
Fight's a pretty
Alright.
basic one, and if you
Yeah.
get enough conditions, they're definitely going down. You can focus fire or try and split up targets, because you got two of them, A and B. Kind of
Yeah, fair enough. And he attacked B, right? So
Yes.
I'll attack A then.
You're splitting targets, okay.
Well, we got to keep him busy, right? We can't just have one.
Yes.
I assume we can't just, if we ignore one, then they're going to get a bonus to hit us, right? I
Right.
assume. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I can, let's see here. Use daring or grace. Of course, is it like, yeah, I assume it's like fiends and D&D. You probably get resistance to non-magical weapons. You didn't say.
I would say probably not.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well,
They don't exist in this game?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
okay, fair enough.
I could have, come up with something, but I'm gonna allow it for particularly for this.
Okay. Pick an object from your opponent or seize a superior position.
You could
Can
flank
I-
them. I will let you have a
Yeah.
flanking bonus if you manage to sandwich one in.
Okay. I will try to do that.
Okay.
And I'm just rolling.
It's a plus grace or plus daring, depending on whichever is higher. Whether you're fighting with
Right.
strength or dexterity.
And which one do I have higher? Well, I get a bonus to daring, so we'll try that.
Okay. Physical.
Nope, gotta re-roll that one. Rolled on a corner. Sweet, 11.
Okay, that means you get to pick 3. And hang on, wait, fighting. Your opponent chooses one to apply to you in response. So yeah, you both get. They're going to try. Actually. They're yeah, your opponent gets to choose one. I forgot about that. So she gets. All right, she's gonna the succubus is going to come around and try. Well, okay. Hang on. Order operations. All right, so she's gonna try and grab your shield.
I don't have a shield.
I know, but
I
she's
have a
trying
quarterstaff.
to grab Calden's shield because
okay.
Before I realized that she got one, even because you took in a condition, but she gets one anyway, either a second condition or something else because of you use the move to get 2 negatives. They automatically get when you fight. They automatically get something in return, if that makes sense. So, I need Calden to roll a plus grace.
Plus grace.
Yes.
That's a 6.
All right. She doesn't manage to grab your shield. Wait, no, 6 less. No, she does manage to.
You
get
mark
your
an
shield.
XP for rolling rolling 6 or
you
lower.
Get to mark an EXP, but she does get your shield, which means she has a +1 to hit you now. The next time she tries for you. But in the meantime, Almi is going to. You rolled, which means you got a good 11, so you get 3. So you can. Okay, and a +1 to hit until you pick the shield back up. As either part of your one of the create an opportunity or season spirit position, you can use one of your bonuses to pick it back up and get rid of that. But Almi is attacking Succubus A. Yes, so you attack. You get 3, and you want to inflict a condition.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right. Inflict the condition.
I'm checking out the conditions here.
Oh, I think they get to pick which condition you take, right?
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah. Whoever takes the condition ends up picking which one it is.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yes. But
sure, makes sense to me.
Yes. Yes. Also, opponents have more generic ones because they don't have the same, they're not as powerful necessarily. But yes. So that one, and then you have, and so she's got a condition, and you were going to seize a position and try and flank.
Mm-hmm.
Aisha, I'm guessing, because of the way the math
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So flank, that gives you a +1 on your next attack against her, or anyone else who tries to attack her. And because she's surrounded, and that's that one, and what third thing? Because you got a thing, third.
Well, I can't remove a condition, right?
No,
so
that
I
would be a
can't
different
help.
move.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let's see. Okay, were this a longer campaign? I might actually try this flirt with the opponent thing because the enemies to friends thing is hilarious, and the idea of a potential romance between a succubus and a holy priestess is hilarious. But nah, not for a one shot.
All right.
I have here from our previous campaign. I have with me here. This is I don't know if she's focused. This is Punjaga. She is a guard who quit the guards and joined the rebellion of the game we were playing because a player did that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so this actually might have like an effect and even a short-term thing? Okay, you know what? This is my character, right? All this stuff is I've got abilities like love conquers all. Clearly, I'm an idealist. I will attempt to do that. What the hell? Let's have some fun.
So you do gain, as you say that, she kind of blinks, and you can see there's some sort of weird flicker, like she does not quite understand what's going on with you, and you do get a string on her. I'm guessing Calden's more, chastising them as fiends, but you're pulling something different, and you both of them are invoking emotional responses, and you do get a string, and so that, and then you get one, and then the season position. Okay, so that's you. The first succubus is going to go for Calden specifically, because he's messing with her head, and she does not like it. And he's going to roll a fight. So I know usually NPCs don't roll. I tend to and because she took the shield, that is the only reason this works. She's going to inflict a condition on you.
Okay.
Which is a that, and then you can either inflict a condition. She's going to inflict a condition, and she's going to get around behind you, so you can't leave.
Okay.
She's going to slip back and block the entrance, and then you get to pick one condition for her. You can either... you could take your shield back as part of that, because it would be buffing up your defenses against her, or you could inflict a condition on her, or...
I want her to be frightened.
Well, I'll allow it. Yeah.
What condition did she inflict on me?
She, basically I've been letting people pick the opponent's...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, yeah,
I will let her do a physical. It was the,
Yeah, hobbled is the first one.
Hobbled.
So you have to run... Well, daring instead of grace, and she gets a +1 on you because of that. And another +1 because of the shield. Ooh. She is definitely not... Alright.
Mm-hmm.
The first succubus now has a choice to make, because she is penned in, and, she is going to go for... Aisha. And that is not going to do any good. So she is gonna scrabble at Aisha and not be able to do anything with it, and fail. So, that's her. What's your move? Because you're next at the top of the initiative order.
Aisha's going to fight.
Okay. You do get a +1 because of the flanking. Because you're you've got the superior position. Yeah. If that's the important part of fight move, then you gotta give him some weight to it. So you got a +1.
That's a 12.
Oh wow, okay.
Wow, sweet.
Alright, so you get to inflict a condition if you want, and you can also get some... Alright.
Yeah. Which conditions are unmarked on A, who I'm fighting? I think it was A that I started.
Hobbled, and I'm gonna say you can inflict... if you inflict all of the 3 physical conditions, she'll be fully down, as in dead. If you inflict 3 and not all of them are physical, she might still, she'll still be kind of alive, and you can maybe question, or... So for her, is hobbled. I'm going to say, unless you specifically are going for mental conditions to try and do that. Because
I'm going to... I'm going to go for, and I'm going to inflict a physical condition.
Sure.
Because that's
down to
just...
battered.
Down to battered.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm going to create an opportunity for, because Almi's also fighting along with me to make that easier, make that fight go a little faster.
All right.
And then I'm going to take away her sword.
Okay. I would say, yeah, you can take the sword. Although she's going to go for her claws, but yeah, you can take the sword.
It's easy enough to disarm the sword out, which is kind of which does hinder in some cases the fighting. So
all right. So here we go. So you press the attack that she's kind of distracted with Almi behind her. You focus her away from Almi to kind of create a momentary distraction, and you grab her sword and you smash her in, and you Calden. You got...
Alrighty.
She's got hobbled and angry, so you can keep pushing her for the physical. You can try and kill her. You can try to... she does have -2 to fight now. That's a defensive move. Okay. That's actually clever. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I see what you're doing. Okay.
I'm gonna for the cause again.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah, that is a. Well, no, that's. Do I get any advantage on her?
You get she gets a +1 to hit you. You do get a +1 against her because she's hobbled. So
She's hobbled. She's not. She's not the one that is battered.
no.
Okay. So
Yeah,
then
that was the other
that's
one. But she's hobbled, which means you do get a +1, but you don't get a +2. Yeah, because they accumulate stack.
because of that I got a 7.
Okay. Oh, there you go. So since she's already hurt, you managed to pull it through. Okay. So you get 2, and she gets 1, and you can take a condition to get bring it up to 3.
Okay. Should I just take the turn or wait for the ad?
Oh, I mean, I would say it's 20
Let's
seconds.
wait for the ads. We got a 2-minute.
Yeah. 30 seconds more on the ad on the longer of the two. So
yes. Yeah.
Such a weird. They're 2 different lengths of ads.
There's
do not get
mobile
that.
and
Yeah, I don't get that either. I was trying so I at least knew when the ads were so that to have it, and I was like trying to time it, and I'm like, should I? It's always a debate, but it's good to know these things, and then there's no pre-roll if I know, so it's win-win really. But it is unfortunate.
well, did you plan? Did
Yes.
you like map out after 2:00?
Yeah. Well, after 2:00 we were just going to be slightly later in the raid, I think.
Okay.
That was the plan. If we can keep going unless you guys absolutely have to be somewhere else.
No.
All right.
Now
Alright.
let's finish. We're close. I'm done.
We're close. I can finish it. I've got things to do, but I can finish this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We're almost there.
So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make myself hopeless
Okay.
Aw.
so that I can have some fun here. I want to take back my shield.
Okay. So that takes that extra +1 away.
And I want to inflict another. I want a physical condition on her.
Battered. Okay. So she's hobbled and battered, which means she's getting there. These guys, when you get to last legs, you're one more and she's dead. So halfway there. All right. Boom. And she gets to inflict something on you, but you already have a condition, so she is going to. Yeah, no, she already moved to block the entrance, so she is going to create an opportunity for a friend. Think, what's she gonna do? Nope. She's gonna take a string on you. 'Cause you're hopeless. She's gonna say, "Oh, I'm sure St. Cuthbert is very proud," in a mocking tone, and take a string.
He is.
Sure he is.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That brings it to Almi.
Okay, so I don't know how your trials work. Your 4 trials.
Yeah, no, you can do those. Those are they're more for longer campaigns, but yeah, you absolutely have your trials. What's your
I have
grand plan with
3
those?
of these that could apply here. Befriend someone very different from you, fall in love, and kiss someone dangerous.
Are you really going to try
How does
this?
this work?
Do
I
it.
don't know. I don't know what any of this stuff does. You have to advise me
Okay.
here.
So some
My
of those
thought is
moves are
grab
very
the
limited into
succubus
their
and kiss her.
actions.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more of a from what I understand about the Nature Witch trials, it's more it has less of a mechanical effect and more of a the
So
fulfilling the character but
So one thing you can do is declare you are smitten with somebody and they gain a string on you, which would then allow, the person who you're smitten with to do a better job healing you.
Gotcha.
If you needed some kind of care.
yes.
Well,
Right. So the emotional support.
I'll tell you what my thought is, okay? It's not a plan. Here's my thought, right? I already have a string on her, right? I figured I might grab her, kiss her, and say, come on, we don't have to, do you have any loyalty to your friend here? We could, just, leave this place, something like that.
Try and...
Try to win her over to our side. I know, it's a fiend. This is insane.
This is insanity. I'm trying to think about
shot.
what we could... What test we could make, because this is... I will say, roll a plus heart, and I'm going to make this more difficult. I'm going to say it's at a -3, and you need an unqualified success of 10 or better, at a -3 on...
How the hell do I get that? That isn't even possible, the numbers.
But...
Well, I do have a +1 with the heart, so if I actually roll a 12, this will work.
Yes, exactly. It's
okay.
If you roll a 12. I don't know why I'm... Yeah, if you roll a 12.
I don't get a bonus because of my string on her or anything.
You could leverage the string, but then you still have to roll 11 or better. But I'll let you try.
I'm gonna. Let's do that. What the hell? I've had pretty good luck today. You never know.
Okay.
Because it's hilarious.
All right.
No, I got a 10. Wait. 6 and 4.
That's a 10 on the die.
+1.
11.
Plus another one is 12 -3. Damn it.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are fiends. These are.
It was worth a try.
I respect that, and I wanted to give you a tiny sliver of a chance, but
it's fine.
Oh,
it's all good. I'm having fun. It's all
right. But she does blink backward, like she is not expecting this, and then she kind of starts sniffing at you a little bit, and you feel something, and because she gets one back, she is going to inflict a condition of, she's going to grab, she's going to use her moment to get guilt. You feel like a little bit of a guilt, and because she,
I'm a bad girl.
No, yeah, because she is starts drawing off your life force a little bit, and you're like, oh. Not enough to actually heal her or anything, but enough to inflict a condition on you. And
okay. I'll check that out.
That is you, but you also inflicted... Did you inflict a condition as well?
Yes.
Yes. Sure, absolutely.
Okay, which means she is on her last legs. One more, and she's out.
Well, we got that far anyway.
Yeah. Alright, so, and it is... Oh, no, it is the succubus's turn. Okay. One of them is going to go for Calden, and she doesn't get any of the pluses. And she's at a -1 because it's the frickin'... Oh, she still manages to succeed in the roll, so... Because she lucked out on those dice. Okay, so she is still going to be able to inflict a condition.
This is the one that I've been fighting, right?
Yes.
She, even with a -2 to fight, she got this?
Yeah, because she has to get a 7 or better. She got... I don't have the double 6s. And
oh, well, then there you go.
Yeah, but so she's... With the -2, that puts her down at a 10, and...
Well, sometimes the bad guys get lucky rolls, too.
Yes.
Yep.
I was just wondering.
Yeah, no, trust me, I keep in that mind, but I'm like, oh, well... Alright, but so she only gets one... Yeah, so she doesn't get a full unqualified success, so she doesn't get both, but she's gonna impose a condition on you. She's gonna impose a battered condition, and she is going to, what is she gonna do? She is going to, she is going to, create an opportunity, she is going to, what's she going to try to do? She is going to try and, pull you, move, inward, but you get to impose a condition on her. You can do one in response. So she's going to try and, push you in toward her friend so that, she's going to swing around. So she's blocking. That's what she's going to do. She's going to swing around so that she's now blocking Almi in between her and, or Aisha. Yeah, she's going to block Aisha in between her and her friend. But you do get a response to do one thing to her. Impose a condition, or you can try one of the others.
I'm going to impose a physical condition on her.
Last legs. Okay, which means that's one more and she's down. And the other one is going to go for... She's confused. She's not going to go for Almi. She's going to go Aisha because she can't... even though, she has an advantage on Almi, she can't. She's too befuddled by the fact that you just tried to kiss her. She's confused. She's going for Aisha because that at least makes sense, sort of. And she is going
That's what
it's for. But she gets, because she is on her last legs, she gets a minus. So yeah, she can't. She doesn't make it. Actually, wait.
Okay.
No, hang on. That's 9 plus.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, you've got it down as
minus
one
it's
to
plus.
all
No,
rolls.
yeah, it's a plus. It's only a -1, and they get a plus against you to fight. So yeah, she is still actually managing to do it. She's gonna impose a condition on you and try and take your sword. Roll a plus grace. And take a condition, which condition? Probably trying to bait you into anger.
Okay.
And
I am at a that's an 8.
yeah, no, you can keep, if you get an 8, you can keep your sword. She grabs for it and you manage to yank it back.
I still have hers, so
So yeah, now you have 2.
I got 2.
Alright, and it is your turn.
All right. Well, considering that last strike put me over, I'm going to fight.
Sure. Okay. And you get a +2 to fight because she's on last. And yeah, you get a +2 because they're cumulative.
But that was the 4th. That put me to 4 on my Venom roll.
Oh.
On my Venom card, or my Nagamani.
Oh, the
chart,
chart,
so,
right?
like, triggers.
Yeah, the chart, which is
So that triggers my Venom.
Yeah,
so that triggers my
Venom.
Venom.
So you, and it was air, right? Was your elemental
Air. Yep.
So what's your?
That means I take my current roll, which was a 7 to a 9, that automatically becomes a 10.
Okay.
And so I inflict a condition on her. My wrath is
which is
my wrath is solid and harsh. Takes her out.
And what happens when you hit and the Venom tracker?
I take 3 additional conditions, and I am now just a air. I revert to my I full out air Ganassi elemental form comes out.
So you turn into a puff of smoke. Because you weren't physically too badly hurt, and you only had like 1 physical, so you're not down, but you are now too beyond emotionally and physically hurt just to do anything. So you are just air.
I am not hopeless. I am everything else.
Okay. So you are
Wow.
You are turned into a puff of air.
I am literally a whirling a whirl of air, keeping my clothes are just floating along with me.
All right. Almi, you see the succubus go down, and you see her fall, and then you see this whirling twist of air where Aisha used to be with her clothes floating around, and you see that the other succubus is barely holding on, maybe still alive. What are you doing? Kind of like last legs. It looks like you could knock her out very easily.
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so I understand it says in my thing here that the healing stuff is better used out of combat.
Yeah.
Fine, I'm finishing off the succubus.
All right. Okay.
Calden, what are you doing? Are you
Calden?
down?
Oh yeah, Calden. Right, Calden's turn. It was Calden's turn.
It's Calden's turn. You're right. It's Calden's turn.
I mixed that up. Right. So are you?
I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to be that person.
But no, it is your turn. So do you want to take down the succubus then?
Yes, I do.
Okay, roll a fight, and you get a +2 against her because she's so hardly hurt, and another plus because of so. Roll the 2d6, and you get a +2, and then plus whatever other daring, and...
So, here's what's going to happen.
Right.
I'm going to do my last stand.
Okay.
So, when you face a superior foe on behalf of your devotion, you may roll plus conditions instead of the normal stat to fight, or to fight a disaster that is about to befall someone. So, I have 4 conditions.
Well played.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
you do.
I also get a +2 to her. So
you get
this is a +6.
Yes.
Which means I automatically have succeeded, but let's see how well I succeed by.
Yes. Go for it.
That is.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, you don't have to take the extra condition, and B, you succeed, and she doesn't even get one back because she's already down. Like, she's barely holding on, and you just cudgel her and take St. Cuthbert, and St. Cuthbert's wrath, and he will not suffer fiends to live, and you will not suffer fiends to live, and just boom. And she's down. And you have knocked them out, both. And you guys are one, essentially.
I will spend the next few minutes putting my companions back together and getting my own crap together, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. Well done.
Yeah.
This was entertaining. I do have to run, unfortunately, because it is the edge of my time. So
yes, that's cool. I get it. We did go late, but yeah. Combat does take a long time, and I was trying not but you guys, I'm glad you guys had fun with it. But yes, Jen Giggles is really cool, and you should check out All on the Table, which is her thing, and we're all part of it, but
yeah, there's a lot of us. I'm only in 2 games. We have people running. We've got 6 games going right now.
Yeah,
and I'm only in 2
4
of them,
every month, plus the one-shots every third Saturday, and
then we have stuff going on every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yes, and actually, before we do anything, I'm going to don't worry, I got this. But All on the Table does have some of the YouTube only stuff.
Yeah, we do have YouTube only stuff. It's still All on the Table RPGs over on YouTube.
Yep, I'll put up the link because it's really hard to find via not searching anything.
Oh my God. YouTube does not like us.
No.
Our name is really long, but we can't get anything shorter.
Yep. Yeah, it is. YouTube is very, very niche about finding stuff. The only one is to search Niaminaji, but I can't spell it, so, at least that's the best way I've found. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
But yes.
Pleasure gaming with you guys.
Yes. All right.
Bye. Fun. I had fun.
Yep.
Talk to y'all later.
Okay. If you want to stay for the rest of you want to stay on for a little bit, we can raid into. Nope, we're not doing that. We're raiding into Stronghold. Thank you all for coming. Do you guys want to say anything? Closing words? Where we can find you online if you want to pitch whatever you're involved in.
You can find my channel at Sable Aradia, or you can check me out at game_of_tomes.
Game-
That's like our little project together.
Yes.
Lee's involved in that. So
Yeah.
lots of fun. Or our website, gameoftones.org.
Yes.
I'm not really involved in anything, but this is definitely. I'm hoping this isn't my last stream, so be on the
Yeah, we
lookout
have
for
the
me
I
again.
might bring you on now that I know you're game for popping on for streams. I might bring you on for the Rogue Trader. If you, I could also bring you on for the Rogue Trader too. I have a once per month Rogue Trader. It's not a charity thing. It's just a kind of cool thingamabob we do that is kind of awesome.
Yeah, you'll just tell me more about it either
Yeah.
now or offline, and
Yeah.
see if I can make it.
For sure. But yes, there's that, and we are part of the Greyhawk Mega Stream. Really appreciate all of you and donations, and we are going into the other stronghold, which is Stronghold D&D. Yep, that's the one. They are on their stream, and it is awesome sauce. Let's do it. Let's raid into them.
Thanks
Show them
for
some
having
love.
me, Lee. This
There's a
was
little
a
raid
lot of fun.
emoji. I think we can take. Yeah, appreciate it. This is most years we've usually had, so I appreciate everyone watching. And we are on our way, and I'm going to end the. Okay, the raid went through. I'm ending the stream.